Hello and welcome to everybody joining in on that YouTube stream. It's good to have you in here with us today, y'all. We've already been live on TikTok for around 15 minutes, and we've just started live over on YouTube. So for everybody tuning in on YouTube, thank you so much for being in here, and we're going to go ahead and hop right into the debates. Let's try to get that very first Trump supporter on the line. We're pulling up Simpson from the queue over on TikTok, so let's try to get them loaded in for the first conversation. What's going on, Samson? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and how old are you?
21.
21, what time is it?
342 in Jersey.
In Jersey. Phenomenal. So why do you support Trump, man? Actually, before we move on, did you happen to hear the conversation I had with the last guest, Oliver, explaining how they're so incredibly...
I just joined.
Okay, you didn't hear that. All right. Well, take it away. Tell us why you support Trump, man. Olive, not Oliver. I'm sorry. Olive is the name. Put some respect on it. Olive, thank you so much. And he left. Okay, what was he doing? Was that just like a show and tell? You're just coming up here. Ooh, I support Trump. Goodbye. I don't know. Guys, the debates are just simply not coming in today. Let me tell you. Today might finally be today. What's going on? Skill, do you support Trump?
No, but I blame the Jews.
Get the fuck out of here. Random, weird anti-Semite. Okay, goodbye. Moving on. Okay, seriously. Okay, what about this? If you're one of the 14,000 people watching over
Hail
on...
Hitler, Hail Hitler, Hail Hitler, Hail Hitler, Hail Hitler.
Okay, okay, what's... The fuck, 2 in a row, dude? The fuck, 2 in a row, bro? Okay. Goodbye. Get out of here. 2 in a row. All right. So, okay, we have Nazis and Brits joining today. All right, so it's been almost 20 minutes so far. The only people that we've been able to get to join are Nazis and Brits, apparently. Hello, Seb. Do you support Trump? Seb, we're going to give you around 5 seconds to talk here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and goodbye, Seb. All right, we're going to go ahead and start trying to pull up from that chat, everybody, because the Trump supporters just simply aren't in the queue. I want to put this out there, guys. We have 15,000 people in the TikTok live stream with less than 20 people requesting to join. And every single person that has requested to join that we brought up so far hasn't been from America, has been a child or been a Nazi. Okay? So, I mean, seriously, this is like statistically improbable as hell. Nearly statistically impossible. I can't believe that there's over 15,000 people watching this live, and there's not one singular person that supports the president that's willing to come up here and talk. If you want some fucking hope in a very dark time, I hope that gives you that, okay? The fact that there's not one singular person out of 16,000 that is willing to join this live and tell us why they support Trump, let that serve as a very small beacon of light in a very, very dark time, okay? Now, it annoys me because, well, we don't get debates, and that's why we're live, but it is suffering from a beacon of light, guys. That is good. That is very, very good. We're going to move on to the next guest. What is going on, Adam? Do you support Trump?
So I'm from the UK.
All right, buddy. No, skedaddle, Adam. Literally, red line, bro, red line. We are not talking to anybody that is not an American that's at least 18 that supports Trump. Okay, very, very strong red line right now. Okay, actually, we're not going to break that red line for anybody right now, just because we've been doing this all day long. And it looks like Tech left. All right, we're still just trying to find one person out of over 17,000 people that's willing to talk to us. 17,000, okay? 17,000 people, not one person.
Hey.
They have an echo. All right, goodbye. We're going to move on to the next guest here. Everyone, give us a minute. We got Mason Marsh loading up into that stream. Everybody, we got Mason Marsh loading up into that stream. Over 17,000 and a half people, not one of you supports Trump and is willing to come up here and have a debate. Looks like Mason took off as well. Everybody that is joining the queue is either leaving, underage, Brit, or Nazi. There's not a singular. What's going on, Nathan? And Nathan left too. Look at that. I mean, what is going on, everybody? I mean, this is ludicrous, guys. This is unprecedented. This is seriously unprecedented. What's going on?
Howdy, partner. Howdy, Dean.
What's going on? How old are you?
I'm 19. I live in Texas, Alabama, and I just want to say
you just said that you live in Texas, Alabama. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not.
It's 240. It's 240.
It's another Brit. It's another Brit. Everybody. So the Brits are ready today. Once again, really just trying to find one Trump supporter to talk to. I guess we've just gone so good at what we're doing. Nobody wants to chat. Oh my God.
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
You Americans can go fucking kill yourself. Like, fucking die.
Okay, why are you telling me to self-unalive? Okay, so we just had another Brit telling me to self-unalive. What's going on? Whoa! Okay, everybody. Holy cow. Holy cow. 18,000 people, not one person that wants to debate?
Yeah, hi.
How old are you? It's another British kid. It's another British kid. Guys, dude, 19,000 people. There's 19,000 people in our TikTok stream. Is there one person out of the 19,000 people watching that is an American adult that supports Trump that's willing to talk to me? Is there what? Now we have 20,000 people. Is there one person out of the 20,000 people watching that is an American adult that would be ready and willing to talk to me? Is there one person? Seriously, guys, is there one person? Okay, if that's you, hop in the guest request right now. There's only 17 people in the guest request. Keep in mind, the guest request is open to all 21,000 people in the stream. Anybody could join the guest request right now, but only join the guest request if you're from America, you're at least 18 years old, and you support Trump. The fact that there's only 18 people sitting in the queue, now there's 17 people sitting in the queue, when over 22,000 people have the ability to join with a click of 2 fucking buttons. Everybody, oh my God, MAGA does not want to talk today, everybody. MAGA does not want to talk today. But we're going to go ahead and get that next guest up here. Go ahead and drop a MAGA accompanied by your age down below in that chat. If you do want to come up and chat, we are looking for one singular person that is at least 18 years old, that is from America, that supports Donald J. Trump, that is ready and willing to come up here and have a conversation with us. Okay, because right now, we're just simply not finding it. All right, right now we're just simply not finding it, everybody. Let's try to get that next guest up in the box. We're going to go back to that queue. Here we go. What is going on, No Name? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do. It's I'm in Massachusetts right now.
Okay, name two cities in Massachusetts.
Bro, are you gonna debate me or not? I'm here.
Okay, so it's another Brit. It's another Brit, guys. What is going on? Wow, not a single American adult to over 21,000 people that's ready and willing to come up here and have a debate. Dude, this is insanity. I seriously, I've never experienced this before. What's going on, Prince? Are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
I'm using a voice changer.
It's another Brit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, everybody. All right. Right now, if you're a liberal, stop talking in the chat. Oh my goodness gracious. If you're a liberal, stop talking in the chat. I only want Trump supporters to say right now, MAGA with your age, down below in the chat right now, everybody. If you want to come up and chat, let me know. Okay, because this is unreal. Guys, this is absolutely unreal. We got the next guest loading in.
Don't let this country go down.
Okay, he's like playing some like audio clip or something, so we do got to kick him. Wow, we cannot find a debate, you guys. I mean, this is unprecedented. I think that this is probably the first time this has happened in any of my streams ever, right? I think that this is a very, 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 very unique experience. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got Big Boy loading up, and honestly, we're just inviting, right, everybody that is telling us that they want to join. It looks like the first person that told us that they want to join is Big Boy down here. And also, Jenna, thank you for the first donation to the stream with a $20.
Nigger.
The first person is just spamming the N-word. Got it. Okay. All right. Look at that. But Jenna, seriously, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal, marking the very first donation of the stream, as well as Georgia with the $5 over on PayPal. Appreciate that. Look at that, guys. Holy cow. There is 22,000 unique people watching this stream right now. Out of 22,000 people. Out of 22,000, there is not a single, not one American adult that is willing to come up here and tell us why they support Trump. We're fucking doing it, everybody. If you want a very, very small beacon of light in a very, very dark time, let this serve as a prime example of the fact that who is in the Oval Office today is an indefensible, deplorable POS. Not one person out of the 22,000 watching can defend the president. Not one person out of the 22,000 watching even wants to try. Now that's a fucking statement. That is a statement, everybody. That is a statement. Lisa, thank you so much for the $20 donation over on PayPal. I really appreciate you for the love. Show some love to Lisa down below in that comment section. We are still going to try to get that next guest up in here, everybody. We're still looking. If you are MAGA and you support Donald J. Trump, let me know down below in that chat. And Alexis with the $5 marking the first donation over on Venmo of the day. Shout out to you, Alexis. Alexander, what's going on, man? Got to come back on live. Are you MAGA?
Yeah, Megan.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
You're 20. Okay, what time is it? Okay, they left. Unreal. Wow. Unreal. Dude, unreal. What's going on, Carter? Do you support Trump? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. This is insane. What's going on, Cap? Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
What time is it?
350.
350? 350?
God save our king, Britannia.
Okay, why are we only getting like okay, now it's actually kind of getting annoying. Now it's kind of getting annoying, everybody. Now it's kind of getting annoying. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Hi.
Do you support Trump?
No, but I have a question.
What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck? What is this? What is this, dude? What is this, bro? What is this? What is going on? Man, I don't know how to respond to this. I mean, this is like truly like an unprecedented like experience that we're having. 22,000. Are you wow. What's going on, Nate? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, hi, I'm Nate. I'm 24.
Okay.
And yes, I do support Trump.
And what time is it?
It is 2:53.
Oh, okay. Finally. After Dean versus 23,000 people for almost 30 minutes, we finally found one Trump supporter. It took us.
I just want to say I've been here since Olive, so.
Is it? Be honest. Do you think it's fucking crazy that it's taken me 30 minutes to find one Trump supporter with 23,000 viewers?
Yes, it is crazy in my opinion.
It's nuts, bro. It is nuts. Yeah, man. But how about this? You go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump. I mean, we have been long anticipating this conversation, so I'll pass the mic off to you. But before I do, I want to thank Sophie for the $20 over on Venmo saying that the British are coming. They sure are. As well as Caitlin with the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you, Caitlin and Sophie. Show some love to Caitlin and Sophie down below in that chat. While we finally pass the mic to the long-awaited first guest. Take it away, Nate. Tell us why you support President Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, I do think he has a big mouth, like everybody says. I do believe that, and I agree with you guys on that one. But I believe when it comes to like the power of the president and what the president's supposed to be doing as far as making sure we're safe as Americans, I think that he is doing that by one, and I know you guys are going to get mad at me for this, but the illegal immigrants that are in our country right now, starting to get rid of those, I think that's a good pull. And I also think that he has the, how do I word it? He can scare people that are overseas and stuff from coming to war with us, and I think that's what we need right now to rebuild.
Do you think that Donald Trump is a pro-peace, anti-war president?
I think he can be. I think the reason why he's talking about war is he just wants people to fear America again, and I think right now nobody's fearing America because they're seeing what we're doing as Americans.
Wait, so I want to clarify that Donald Trump is a fearmonger. That is your view, that Donald Trump is a fearmonger. Donald Trump is scaring innocent Iranian citizens into thinking that they might die. Donald Trump is inspiring anxiety and just, I mean, like anxiety that will make you throw up, crippling anxiety in millions of people all across the world, not only individuals in Iran, but also with individuals with family in Iran, making them bawl their fucking eyes out, making them see no future at all. And you support this. You think this is a good thing.
Well, I get that. I get where you're coming from with that, like scaring the innocent children and families, but that comes with that. Like when we're going to attack those countries and stuff, we're not going to attack the innocent lives. We're going to attack the people that are like destroying the country over there. So like when we're attacking ISIS and stuff like that, it's not attacking the people in their country. It's attacking them to get rid of them. to get rid of all the bad in their country.
Okay, so what bad needs to be eradicated in Iran?
What's up?
So what bad needs to be eradicated in Iran that is literally justifying us going back into war in the Middle East? Like, I want to clarify.
Well,
do you support Bush's war in the Middle East?
Would can you specify which war it was? Because I'm not.
War in Iraq, war in Afghanistan.
Do
war
I
in the Middle
support it?
East?
I think it helped a lot of situations that we were going to end up in.
So you supported Bush's war in the Middle East? Is that really? Yes or no?
Yeah. You know.
Oh my God! Wait, be very specific. What specifically did it help? What did we gain from war in the Middle East?
I mean, look at how everybody views America.
No. I shut up with the rhetoric. Be very specific.
It's not a
what
rhetoric.
did we
not a
gain
rhetoric.
from war in the Middle East?
We gained power.
We gained power by giving
Yes.
Afghanistan to the Taliban?
Yes.
How did
Why-
we gain
so look,
power
look,
by
so-
giving
so
Afghanistan to the Taliban?
Why do we?
No.
why does America
Listen
have
to my
protect
question.
the world?
How
Why
did
does
we-
America have to protect the world?
Good question. They don't. We have no fucking obligation to be protecting Israel from Iranian strikes in the country after they launched an offensive attack on Iran. So when you ask the question, why does America have to protect the world? Do you understand that the only reason that Donald Trump is considering striking places in Iran right now is because Israel launched an attack on them, and apparently we have to protect Israel. So why does America have to protect Israel?
Well, I know you said earlier you're not a religious man, but I am a religious man, and I'm not saying it means that we have to protect, but it does say in the Bible I read that Israel will be the last remaining country.
Okay, you're a religious man, and for that reason, when Israel launches unprovoked strikes in Iran and Iran retaliates, we need to pray for Israel. You're a religious man. So when Israel ethnically cleanses the Palestinian people and turns their country into a parking lot, I mean, seriously, let's look at these pictures real quick, just super duper quickly. Oh, that's not the right one. That one definitely applies though. So here is Gaza today, right?
Okay.
And then here was Gaza before Israel. So when Israel turns Gaza into a parking lot, ethnically cleanses and kills so many innocent Palestinians, we need to pray for Israel. Really?
No, we need to
so
pray-
so
we need
how
to pray
how
for the
far
world.
are you willing to take this? Because
We need to-
seemingly what you're saying is that you are not America first. You are Israel first, and
Well-
whatever the interests are of the warmongering idiot Ben Netanyahu, we must bow the knee and allow them to do whatever they want with us, whatever they want with our military, and we're nothing more than an Israeli pawn to this murderous, genocidal apartheid state, right?
No, I think we need to put Americans first, and I think we as Americans need to put everything first. But what I was saying was, as much as we hate,
How is it putting America first to be considering starting a war with another country that we fundamentally have no involvement with just to spend our taxpayers' dollars and to even possibly risk the lives of American military servicemen and women?
well, as of right now, we haven't started it.
I have a question. So if we gain total control of Russian airspace and said that we could kill Putin, but we're not going to do it yet, would you say that would be direct involvement of America in the Russian-Ukrainian war?
Say that one more time. If we got what?
If Donald Trump said that America has taken complete and unilateral control of Russian airspace and said that we know where Putin is, we could kill him right now, but we're not going to do it yet, would you say that would be direct American involvement in the Russian-Ukrainian war?
I mean, yeah, because Putin's in power.
That is exactly what Donald Trump said about Iran. He said that we have complete control of Iranian airspace and we know where their supreme leader is and we could kill them. We're just simply not going to do it yet. You just agreed that America is already directly involved in the war in Iraq and Iran.
Yeah, but they haven't done anything. They just it's all talk right now.
Wait, the two things that they've done that you agreed would prelude to direct involvement is taking control of their airspace and saying we know where their leader is and that we could kill them, we just haven't done it yet. You said those two things would mean that we'd be directly involved in the Russian-Ukrainian war if we said them about Russia. But so
Okay.
then why would that not be true about Iran?
Because it's not taking the initiative. Like nothing's happening.
Okay, do you not see
America-
the contradiction? Do you not see your own cognitive dissonance here? Do I need to...
No,
So the cognitive dissonance that you are displaying is that you said if we did take control of Russian airspace and said that we know where Putin's at, we could kill him, but we're not going to do it yet. That would be direct involvement in the Russian-Ukrainian war. But for whatever fucking reason, if we said the same thing about Iran, that's not direct involvement in the Iran-Israeli war. So why would that be direct involvement in one war but not another war?
So it's getting involved because we're talking and stuff, but we're not taking the initiative and actually pursuing what we're saying.
Well, then why wouldn't you just be saying this about Russia, right? Wouldn't you?
No, I'm saying it about both of them.
No, you didn't say it about both of them. You said this would be direct involvement in the Russian-Ukrainian war.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be in the same as Iran, but it's not taken in the executive.
Okay, so then we are directly involved in war in Iran.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, so is it putting America first to be directly involved in a war that we fundamentally have no interests in, and that we've already had a demonstrable track record of wasting resources and lives on, as it related to our war in the Middle East started by Bush, which cost thousands of Americans' lives and trillions of dollars.
So do you believe that war shouldn't exist at all?
You're not answering my question, you spineless idiot. Come on, bro. This isn't a fucking game. There's people dying.
I'm not playing games.
This isn't a game. There's people dying, and for whatever reason, you fail to see that. I'm not just trying to get a dunk on you because we're debating. Okay, I'm trying to demonstrate to you that we fundamentally have no involvement by sending money, bombs, F-22s, F-26s, F-35s, and possibly even sending troops and bombing their nuclear enrichment plants and threatening to kill their supreme leader and taking control of their airspace. We fundamentally have no involvement. That's not putting America first. That's making America nothing more than a pawn of the genocidal state of Israel. Why can't you recognize this? And I cannot believe that for whatever reason, in 2025, we have people in the GOP now defending war in the Middle East after detesting it for the last 20 years.
Let's just say this. You say put America first, right?
Yeah, put America first. Stop involving ourselves in a war in Iran.
I get it was supposed to be peaceful and everything, and some states and cities were peaceful, but why are we rioting over it? Is that putting America first? That's destroying America.
Wait, are you talking about the protests and the riots over ICE kidnapping undocumented immigrants without due process, and then the Trump administration illegally deporting them, violating their human and constitutional rights, sending them to a center for terrorists in El Salvador? Wait, is it not putting America first to uphold and defend the American Constitution? What world are we living in?
But can you agree that they don't have constitutional rights because they're illegal? They're not citizens.
No, I can't agree to that.
Why can't you agree to that?
Because non-citizens have constitutional protections.
How so? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Because the Supreme Court has ruled such consistently forever. But if you don't think that non-citizens have constitutional or legal protections, well, when do you become a citizen?
I've been a citizen since the day I was born.
Since the day you were born, right? So this would mean before you were born, you weren't a citizen, meaning that you didn't have any legal or constitutional protections. Does this mean that you're pro-choice all 9 months for all cases, any reason, no reason at all, for all 50 states?
I'm not pro-choice. I'm pro-life. The only circumstance I have. So I guess it would be pro-choice.
Wait, why? Why aren't you pro-choice all 9 months in all circumstances, since fetuses aren't citizens, since you said you became a citizen at birth, which would imply that they thereby have no constitutional or legal protections? So why are you trying to give constitutional and legal protections to fetuses, even though that they're not citizens, but then you argue that undocumented immigrants don't have legal or constitutional protections because they're not citizens?
Okay, so you're talking about a fetus that is in a mother's womb, and then you're talking about people that are out on the streets and stuff.
Yeah, I'm talking about undocumented immigrants that aren't citizens and fetuses that aren't citizens. If your argument is that non-citizens don't have constitutional or legal protections, thereby a fetus would not have any constitutional or legal protections because they're not citizens.
Protected. They should be protected. I agree with you on that. They should be protected.
Protected by what?
They need to come in the right way.
Wait. Protected by what?
What do you mean protected? Protected, like, as in, like, they can't receive harm for what they did, but they can receive a consequence.
Okay, and then how do we enforce protections? Constitutional and legal rights. So that's why undocumented immigrants have constitutional and legal rights, and that's why this has been upheld by SCOTUS for fucking ever. I mean, A, you could just read the language of the 14th Amendment pertaining to due process. It says all persons in the country, not all citizens. And B, this ruling has been upheld by SCOTUS. Like, for instance, do you know what expedited removal is?
I do not.
So expedited removal was passed in 96, and expedited removal is essentially a way for like ICE agents to play judge, jury, and executioner insofar as sending and deporting undocumented immigrants. And now expedited removal was contested for a long time by a lot of legal scholars arguing that it violated undocumented immigrants' right to due process. And it finally reached the SCOTUS, the Supreme Court in 2020, and they ruled that it is legal, but not because undocumented immigrants don't have due process, but rather because it doesn't violate their due process. So, I mean, even SCOTUS has upheld that undocumented immigrants have constitutional rights like due process. And I mean, we see this ruling as early as April 10th this year as it related to SCOTUS ruling 9-0 with unanimous decision that the removal of Abrigo Garcia, an undocumented immigrant, to El Salvador was unconstitutional. So when you argue that undocumented immigrants don't have constitutional protections, you're wrong, point blank, period.
Okay, so why have borders?
How are we getting from the idea that undocumented immigrants have constitutional protections to
No,
the
just-
conclusion that therefore we shouldn't have borders?
Why-
What is
why
this?
do we
What
have
is this?
borders?
What is this illogical jump?
Borders. What are borders made for?
I'm not going to answer your question because it's
No,
it's
what
a
are
pivot.
borders? What are borders made for?
I don't
It's not a
I don't understand if you're not hearing me. I'm not going to answer your question since this is the biggest fucking deflection ever.
It's really not. It's just what are borders made for?
Please explain to me how the relevance of your question, quote unquote, what are borders made for, and how this demonstrates a counter argument to my points that I laid
Because-
out describing why
because-
undocumented immigrants have constitutional protections in America. Like, unironically, your question, what are borders made for, bears the same relevance if you were to ask me the question, what color are my shoes? like as it relates to my argument that I gave you that undocumented immigrants have constitutional protections in America, it's completely irrelevant what borders are made for.
So let me ask you this then: do you believe that we shouldn't have any border patrol or any borders?
Why should I answer your question? It's irrelevant to what we're discussing.
Do you think we should or shouldn't? It's a debate. Just
Did
yes
you
or
not
no.
hear me the first 3 times when I told you
it's
I'm
a
not going to
debate,
answer
Dean.
any question that you have for me unless it's relevant?
It's a debate, Dean.
Okay, but yeah, and when we debate, we go back and forth on a given point.
And
Right
I'm
now, you
going
made your
back and
point
forth.
that
So do
undocumented.
you
No,
think
you're
we
not.
should
Wait.
have
I have
borders
a
or border
question.
patrol?
So if you said that undocumented immigrants don't have constitutional protections, and I proved you wrong, and then you said, Dean, what color shoes are you wearing? Would that be a back and forth, or would you be making an irrelevant side point, serving as a deflection, interrupting the purpose of the conversation?
Okay, so that one is, but this pertains to why you're like what we're talking about. It
Okay,
literally-
sure. If you could demonstrate its relevance to your point that you don't think undocumented immigrants have constitutional protections, I'll happily answer it.
So we're gonna let, and it's not because a lot of people refer to Mexicans because it's the closest border. No, it's every immigrant. We get so many illegal immigrants coming through our country thinking it's okay, selling drugs, killing people, and everything like that. And that's what Trump is after. I get he is getting people that haven't done that have lived in the country, but they are illegal at the end of the day.
All right.
There-
Well, you failed to demonstrate the relevance of how that connected to your point that they don't have constitutional protections. But I'm going to make this clear. I'm now going to allow you to deflect and pivot. Okay. Just because I want to further the conversation, I'm going to allow you to deflect and pivot. But I want to point out that you have absolutely no contestment to my reasons why undocumented immigrants have constitutional protections. So if you could concede and verbally recognize that you were wrong about that, we'll move on to what you're talking about right now. So can
I'll
you make that
recognize it.
concession?
I'll recognize it.
Great. So you made the concession. You're no longer pivoting. We're just talking about the next thing. What is your
Yeah.
next question?
So next question I just had for you is, like, as far as these protests and riots go, how do you feel that everybody's handling it?
I mean, how do I feel about like the No King's Day protests? I thought it was handled really well.
So like, for instance, California. How do you feel about how California is handling it?
Like what specifically are you referring to? Are you referring to the protesters on the ground or like?
throwing rocks and bricks at police and
Oh,
other law
yeah, like the
enforcement and all
riots.
that?
Yeah,
Stuff like
yeah,
that.
for sure. I disagree with the riots. But I mean, it's like 99% peaceful in LA, and I mean, we've seen peaceful protests
Yeah.
everywhere else around the country. Do you mind if I respond to your points about undocumented immigrants? So you said that undocumented immigrants come into America and kill people.
Yeah, go ahead.
So do you think that undocumented immigrants are like more prone to crime, such as
No,
murder?
no, I don't believe they're pro to crime. I do believe some come to find peace and freedom and stuff like
Okay,
that and get
so-
away from bad things.
Okay, so you're trying to argue that you support mass deportation. How about this? Can you tell us one good outcome on American society of mass deportation?
I do believe that we will slowly see not just crimes going down, but drug like receiving drugs and dealing drugs and stuff. I feel like we'll see a big drop in those numbers.
Okay. So to your first point about crime going down, so unironically, if every single undocumented immigrant in America was deported today, tomorrow per capita crime rates would increase. The reason why I'd say that is because undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes compared to natural U.S.-born citizens, which means they actually decrease per capita crime rates. Now, just to move on to the total amount of crime, not per capita crime rates, mass deportation would lead to a higher total amount of crime. The reason why I'd say that is because mass deportation would weaken the American economy and increase poverty, and with more poverty comes more crime. So if the reason why you think you support mass deportation is because it would reduce crime, now that you're aware of the reality of the situation, and which is the fact that it increases crime, do you no longer support mass deportation?
Well, do you think do you think that the crime that shoots up, that you're saying shoots up after, do you think that would come from the citizens being mad and stuff from the mass deportation?
No, it would
What they're doing now?
come from higher levels of poverty.
Because I get where you're coming from with we got crime everywhere, but the amount of undocumented immigrants, I'm gonna be respectful, that are coming over and doing these things, they do need to be justified. Do you agree with that?
What? I don't think that you're responding to my position. So I just want to clarify what we should be debating right now. I asked you to indicate one good outcome of mass deportation on American society. You said it would reduce crime rates. I then
Right.
debunked that, and I told you why it would actually increase crime rates. So now that you know that mass deportation would increase crime rates, do you still support it?
I mean, I still think it's a good idea.
Okay,
I don't.
so then name one positive outcome of mass deportation. Because if you're saying it's going to be a good idea, it's just going to lead to some positive outcome for America. So what is that positive outcome?
The positive outcome is that, so let's get away from the crime rates because you said they would go up.
Right.
But I could see a positive as being maybe it could, because a lot of the undocumented immigrants you said help build the economy and everything.
Right.
A lot more Americans would probably try a lot more and everything. So Americans would start to build the economy.
Okay, are you saying that Americans would fill the jobs that the undocumented immigrants would leave behind?
I think so. Someone would have to.
Okay, all right. How many open job opportunities are there in America right now?
It doesn't take much to look online and find out.
There's 8 million. And how many undocumented immigrants are currently working in the labor force?
I don't know.
8.3 million. So in other words, there's already the same amount of open job opportunities today as the amount of opportunities that would open via mass deportation. So if the Americans aren't already filling the 8 million job opportunities today, why do you think they would fill the 8 million open job opportunities created by the mass deportation?
Because they would see everything's not getting handed to them like it is right now.
Not everything's getting handed to them like it is right now. What does that mean?
So we have undocumented immigrants over here helping build the economy, right?
Right.
So people aren't working, and America's one of the laziest countries in the world. So if the undocumented immigrants got booted out, Americans would step up to start building the economy, and more people would find jobs.
My counter argument is that there's already that same amount of job opportunities that are open, and Americans aren't stepping up. Not to mention, I just want to put it out there, if for whatever reason, let's just live in a delusional fairy tale land real quick. Even if you're right, and there was an American that filled every single job opportunity created by undocumented immigrants, the economy will still perform worse, because although you still may have the same productive capacities on the supply side of things, you can't replace the 12 million consumers that would be lost from the market. Okay, you can replace a job, but you can't replace a consumer, right? So overall, although you'd have the same amount of jobs, you're going to have less consumers to buy goods from the companies that those jobs are producing goods for, right? Meaning that overall, our economy would still be less productive and worse off. This is why the Center on American Progress tells us that a mass deportation in totality would cost our GDP $1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion per year.
Well, don't you think it'd just be easier to get a citizenship at least, so we're not having to do this fight for undocumented immigrants?
Wait, are you saying that an alternative to mass deportation is just to give the undocumented immigrants a residency or citizenship?
To put them through the process to get the citizenship, yes.
Fuck yeah! Now you're seeing the light. You're actually spot on. You're actually completely correct. Yep. The alternative to mass deportation to do with the fact that there's undocumented workers in our workforce, that there's undocumented individuals living in America that we can't identify, that we don't know who they are, that we haven't screened, is to offer the undocumented immigrants in this country a pathway to residency or citizenship. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, right? That won't come with any of the negative byproducts of mass deportation, like weakening the economy, increasing poverty, increasing crime, reducing our productive capacities, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In fact, it will only mirror the opposite of those bad implications, because what happens when you give the 8.3 million laborers that are undocumented in our workforce residency or citizenship, they have more bargaining power against their employers, meaning it's harder to exploit them, meaning that they'll garner higher wages on average. So GDP growth will actually increase. The amount of taxes that they pay will actually increase. They'll be more likely to work over the table since they'll finally be able to file for a return. That's actually going to reduce poverty and reduce crime. So every negative outcome of mass deportation is mirrored in the opposite via mass amnesty. Congratulations, you've now woken up and you no longer support Donald Trump's immigration policy.
So can I ask you a question though about that? So do you think it's a Trump thing or just a presidential thing then? Because under Obama and Biden, I mean, they had deportations too, but nobody really talked about them.
Yeah, for sure. So I think in one sense, it's something that it's a uni-party issue, but in another sense, it's a Trump issue. So the sense of it being a uni-party issue is like we just don't see that people in mainstream politics on the left or the right truly support mass amnesty for like a majority of undocumented immigrants. However, what's not a uni-party issue and what's specific to Trump is a mass deportation of every single undocumented immigrant, as well as deporting them, violating their constitutional and human rights. Okay, so like in the sense about immigration, we're not saying that the left like completely captures the most optimal view of mass amnesty. We're just saying that they capture it more than the right. So that's why in reality, the left would be better than the right as it relates to policy on immigration. And like we've only like demonstrated a trend of the left getting better on their immigration policy over time. Like think about it. Bush was the one that introduced expedited removal, which is kind of a humanitarian issue. But then it was Obama who introduced DACA, right? Which was giving undocumented immigrants the ability to file for a work permit to stay in this country, as well as his programs for Dreamers. So the left is only getting better. The right is only getting worse. So this is why you still yet should support the left on immigration compared to the right.
Okay, and then just one final thing.
Oh, sorry. I also said Bush there is Clinton, everybody. Sorry, it was not Bush that introduced. It was Clinton. I meant to say Clinton. My bad, but go ahead.
One final thing I just wanted to ask is, like, as far as the left and right, do you think as citizens of America that instead of it being like, because everybody almost puts it on Trump, but do you think it's us tearing each other apart, seeing how it's right and left and most people only look towards their side?
I mean, I think that Donald Trump is sowing a lot of that division into American citizens, and he's like propagating the environment that'll lead to more of that diversity. Why I say that is because Donald Trump labels everybody that disagrees with him Marxist lunatics. He's emboldened people like Mike Lee or whatever his name is, a senator in Congress, to make a joke about the Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota that got killed, saying that this is the result of Marxism. He emboldens the bold-faced lying like that, not to mention that he has a snarky, hateful nickname for every single Democrat in Congress, and every single holiday he puts out a very divisive message. And I mean, like, once again, relating back to the first thing that we talked about him inching us closer to going back into war in the Middle East. Okay, well, that's a massive tool of division. I think that it is something that any American would understand as a massive tool to create division, because so many Americans very vehemently disagree with re-entering war in the Middle East. Many Americans very vehemently disagree with shilling for the state of Israel, right, both on the right and the left.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. Like, I'm in the military, so I agree with that standpoint, because I don't want to go to war with anybody really. But like, I also understand that, like, when it comes down to it, you got to put your foot down in some cases, or else you're going to look weak.
Wait, I have a question. Do you think that Donald Trump looked weak when J.D. Vance said that we fundamentally have no involvement in Pakistan and India?
Do I think Donald Trump looked weak when J.D. Vance said that?
Yeah.
I don't think it made him look weak.
Okay, great. Do you think that Donald Trump looked weak when he said that we fundamentally have no involvement in Ukraine and we need to revoke support?
I mean, I don't think he would look weak.
Right. Did Trump say that? Did Trump look weak when he said that we fundamentally had no involvement on the ground in Gaza, so we need to stop giving them humanitarian aid? I mean, I think it does, but you don't think it does, right?
I don't think so. No.
Right. So then why would it make them look weak to say that we fundamentally have no involvement in Iran?
That's a good question, Dean. I don't know. I feel like we as Americans got to also see like that we can't let other countries and stuff push us around. So we got to sometimes put our foot down.
Okay, but like obviously us saying that we fundamentally have no involvement in things that don't involve us, and from your view, that would include Ukraine, Palestine, India, and Iraq. Why doesn't that include Iran?
I didn't say it doesn't include Iran. Like I said, it wouldn't make us look weak or anything. I just think that maybe Trump wants to put the fear and hope to end that war in a sense by saying that America can get involved.
Oh, like you think that him just like saying America could get involved will like cause them to achieve a ceasefire?
Yeah, he could choose to do that.
Yeah, he said around an hour and a half ago that he doesn't want a ceasefire.
I don't keep up.
Unreal. See, you can't make it up. You can't make it up every.
No, I don't keep up with the politics like you. Like I don't watch it. I don't know how much you watch and stuff like that. So I don't keep up with it as much as you. So I didn't hear that part.
Right.
But,
right. Well, hey, man, I'm gonna go to move on to the next guest. Appreciate you for coming.
No, I get where y'all are coming from. Have a good day, Dean.
You as well. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got Richie loading up into the box, everybody. Today is a bad day to be a Trump supporter, let me tell you. I mean, these people are going to be getting steamrolled all day long. While we get that next guest loading up, I'd love to thank Jenna with the $20 over on PayPal saying, what's a good point I could bring up to friends who debate the tariffs were a great idea? Well, the great point is just to point out that Donald Trump rolled back on them, meaning that he doesn't even think they're a great idea. So bada boom, bada bang. There you go. Jenna, I appreciate you for the $20 donation. I'd also like to show some love to Giorgio for the $5 over on PayPal. And Lisa, thank you for the $20 and the 25 cents on PayPal, saying, love your work. I appreciate you for the love, Lisa. Everybody show some love to Jenna and Lisa down below in that chat. What is going on, Richie and Georgia? Do you guys support Trump?
Really quick, you've got the settings on that make people have to follow and gift you to request. That's all. I did send you a PayPal donation to let you know, but that's what the issue is with the requests.
Ah, okay. I appreciate you for telling me that. It's just a follow. It's not a donation. I know that like TikTok prompts that, but I'll turn that setting off. I think I accidentally turned that on a while ago when I was trying to
Shut the
identify.
fuck up, you inbred American bastard.
Okay, why are you angry? Don't leave yet. Don't run away. Why are you angry? There you go. It should be fixed. Okay, speak. Why are you upset?
Don't like Americans.
Okay, so why don't you like me?
Just a bit gay.
Because I'm gay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not gay, but why don't you like gay people?
Because they take it up the asshole.
Okay, why don't you like people that engage in like anal sex?
Nah. It's a bit kinky, innit?
Okay, goodbye. What's going on, Thomason? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
14.
Get out of here. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. We're going to go to get that next guest up in the box. Here we go, everyone. Keep in mind that we're only looking to talk to American adults that support Donald J. Trump. So everybody just do be patient while we get that next guest loaded into the stream. And while we are, I'd like to thank Caitlin for the $10 over on PayPal saying, do I ever plan to run for office? Probably not, Caitlin. And then Alexandria, thank you for the $19 over on PayPal saying, keep going. You're incredibly valuable. Alexandria, I really appreciate you for the love, y'all. Let's get at least 200 Alexandria W's down below in that box, down below in that comment section, literally right there now. Seriously, Alexandria, it is so incredibly kind. Shout out to you. As well, Samantha with the 10 and Evelyn with a 5. I appreciate you guys so much for the love. What's going on, Sophia? Are you MAGA?
Can you please accept Ben Harris? Please, he's like going off.
Who the fuck is Ben Harris? I mean, I'd happily accept him. But guys, please stay out of that queue unless you're a MAGA and you want to come up here and debate. We're going to go to get that next guest up in the box right now. By the way, the requirement should have been turned off, so you don't need to like follow me before your request. And once again, Georgie, I appreciate you for pointing that out. But yeah, guys, let's go to get that next guest up on the live right now. Everybody, let's go to get that next guest up on the live right now. We got Jasmine loading in. Everyone, just give us a minute. But guys, please follow those rules. What is going on? Casey and Jasmine, do you guys support Trump?
Hi, Dean. Love what you do. Okay, bye.
Okay, please don't join unless you're MAGA, Jasmine. Please, 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 please. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. We got Tony loading up in the box. Everybody give Tony a minute to join in here. Guys, please follow the rules. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness gracious. Also, let's see here. Sarah, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. I do appreciate you for the love, Sarah. As well as, let's see here. Megan, that is MEGHAN with a 15, saying Gen Xer here who loves the content. Keep owning MAGA. I appreciate that, Megan. Show some love to Megan and Sarah down below. As well as Lucy with the $10 over on Venmo and Colin with a 5. What is going on, Tony? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
30.
God, why do you support this train wreck of a president?
Trump is a faggot kike lover. He's a Shabbos goy. He sucks Benjamin.
Okay, I'm so sorry for his use of slurs, everybody. We got him out of here. I mean, realistically, guys, the only people that want to request up are just like absolutely insane lunatics. This is just nuts, everybody. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up in, guys. Seriously, just looking for that next Trump supporter. If you're watching and you want to come up and have a conversation, let me know down below. We'll get you pulled up. I'm sorry for that, you guys. What is going on, Sarah? Are you MAGA?
So my thing is, it's like, so I will say I did voted for Trump, twice. And I have kind of like,
Do you still support
took it
Trump today?
back. I would have to say I do a little bit, but now I'm starting to not think so.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, if you no longer support Trump, I am going to move on to the next guest there. I, as well as many other people watching, are incredibly proud of you for, making that determination that he isn't the guy for you. And that's great, Sarah. Seriously, that's great. We're going to move on to the next guest. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. How do you?
I'm 18.
What time is it?
4:27.
What state are you in?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Name 3 cities in MA.
Springfield, Boston. Yeah, I have short-term memory loss. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm honestly kind of impressed by that. Are you like seriously from Massachusetts?
Yes.
Wow. Guys, what is the likelihood that somebody from Britain would like know the time and knows 2 cities? Is Springfield a city in Massachusetts, everybody? Okay, he left. All right. Sounds good. We're gonna move on to the next guest, everybody. I mean, he had me convinced. I'm not gonna lie. Like the likelihood that some like random Brit will just know 2 cities in MA. Like that's kind of intense. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next guest. We got Lift, Laugh, Love loading up into the box here. What is going on? Lift, Laugh, Love. Do you support Trump?
Yo, what's up, bro? Yeah.
All right, man. Do you have your AirPods in or any Bluetooth device? It's making your mic a little shit.
Yeah.
All right, disconnect that for me, man. Disconnect that for me, man. And while you're doing that, I'd like to thank Samantha. Thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. And I will not mention your name. As well as Felicity. Thank you for the 10, saying thank you for all that you do. Show some love to Felicity down below in that chat. Harry with a 5.
Hello?
Yo, what's going on, man? You support Trump?
Yo, is it loud?
All's good. Real quick, what time
I'm
is
a
it?
worker. 2:28.
2:28. Phenomenal. You got a little bit of noise in the background. Is there anywhere like a little bit more quiet you could go to?
Not really.
All right, man. Unfortunately, I'm going to move on just because it's really hard for me to think when like there's like a persistent background noise in the guest's mic. I understand that a lot of guests, like a lot of people watching, don't like it when I move on so quickly, but it's just like really loud in my headphones and it makes it hard for me to think. I'm sorry, everybody. It just does. So I do that. I do that. Just makes it a little bit harder for me to think. But we're going to move on to the next guest. Everybody go ahead and hop in that queue. If you want to come up here and debate me on why you support Trump, guys, go ahead and hop in that queue. If you want to come up here and debate me on why you support Trump, keep the rules in mind, y'all. Though keep the rules in mind. Got to be from America, at least 18 to be ready and willing to come up here and have a conversation. And while we are getting the next guest up here, Nicole, oh my God, with the $100 over on PayPal. That is NICOL. Thank you so much for the $100. They say, Dean, thank you so much for spreading education to those that need it. Nicole, that is so incredibly kind of you guys. I want to see 1,000 Nicole W's. That is NICOL down below in that chat while we are getting that very next Trump supporter up here to have a conversation with us. Nicole, seriously, thank you so much. That is so incredibly kind. But let's go and get that next Trump supporter loaded in. What is going on, Caden? Are you MAGA?
Nigger.
Okay, his name is Caden Mungle, if anybody wants that. All right, so we have more people willing to come up here and say the N-word than we do have Trump supporters willing to come up here and debate. MAGA is literally losing. I mean, I don't even know what to say, bro. Like, MAGA is literally fucking losing. They are losing their shit. They have no clue what to say. They have no clue how to operate. Like, they just can't even have coherent, intelligent conversations anymore. What is up, Micah? Are you MAGA?
Yep.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2006.
What month?
December
Oh yeah,
25th.
You be 18. You be 18. Real quick before we hop into our debate, I gotta thank Susan for the $50 donation over on PayPal, saying keep on getting into good trouble. Susan, I'll never stop. Thank you for the $50. Huge shout out to Susan down below in that chat, as well as Julia. Thank you for the $21, saying that I'm drowning in a little bit of despair right now and you're helping me. Well, I'm glad I could help. It is a really dark time right now. Thank you for the $21, Julia, as well as Jennifer with a 5. Evelyn, thank you so much for the 15. Evelyn, if you want my thoughts on Iran, go check my recent video, as well as Ezekiel with a 10 and Roland with a 5. I really appreciate you guys for the love. But go ahead and take it away, Micah. Tell us why you support Trump. Okay, bro, just wanted to do show and tell? I don't get it. I honestly, I don't understand why guests do that. They'll come up here, they'll tell us that they voted for Trump, but like it's just like they're doing like a little bit of like a show and tell. They're like, hi, I voted for Trump, but I'm going to go ahead and leave now. What's going on, Peter? You MAGA?
Sorry, I'm not from USA, if there's a problem.
It is, man. Sorry, we're just looking to talk to individuals from America. No harm, no foul, though. You probably didn't hear the rules. Let's go and get that next guest, Cohen, up in the box, everybody. Please only hop in that queue if you're from America, at least 18 to be and ready and willing to have a conversation. What's up, Cohen? Do you support Trump?
So I'm kind of in between.
Okay. I mean,
I don't know who I'm voting for in the next election. I don't think Trump's going to be on the ballot, but I'm not necessarily Republican or Democrat.
How old are you?
I'm 17. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's okay to be in between at 17, bro, but seriously, try to get those political views a little bit more developed by the time you turn 18. I would highly, highly, highly recommend you watch this stream. I think that this stream can be perfect for, like people and like that, they're like 17 years old trying to like form their political beliefs, man. You're in the right place. What's going on? Do you support Trump, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Well, before we hop into the conversation, Callie with a 10 over on Vimeo saying, how do you deal with some of the somebody that is party over country? I make fun of them. Appreciate you for the love, Callie. As well as Rachel with the $10 on Vimeo saying that Dean is a goat. Appreciate and love you, Rachel. Shout out to Callie and Rachel down below in that chat. Take it away. Tell us why you support the worst president of your life, the man, the myth, the failure, Donald J. Trump, not good at anything.
Oh, man. You have some harsh words for him, don't you?
Yes, very.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm a full 110% MAGA supporter. I do think he was the better candidate this past election by far. But I don't really have like a specific talking point that I want to talk about, but the Iran situation that's going on, I will say that the reason for US being involved or getting involved would be just because of nuclear weapons that Iran would have.
Bro, dude, our own national director of intelligence says that they don't have nukes.
They have like the highest supply of uranium, which is key to making nuclear weapons.
So they have the weapons of mass destruction. Sir, let me ask you a question. Did Iraq have the weapons of mass destruction that Bush said they did?
Okay, I heard you talk about that earlier. I've actually been waiting forever.
Did he?
So I do not support none of the Bush wars in the Middle East. I do not.
Okay, so you don't support it when Bush starts war in the Middle East because he thinks that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. But then you do support Trump when he supports war in the Middle East because he thinks that Iran has weapons of mass destruction? Get real.
They definitely do. They have the highest supply of uranium.
Do you understand that this is something that Netanyahu's been peddling since the 90s? He said that, they're going to have nukes like right now. They're going to have nukes in a year. And he's just always been wrong. But then once again, how do you consolidate your claim that they definitely do have nukes with the fact that you have no evidence that they definitely do have nukes? This lie's been being peddled by Israel since the 90s. And our own director of national intelligence, who was appointed by Trump and his massive MAGA, says that they don't have nukes.
Okay, so the whole, I don't know the exact deal or anything that Iran and everybody had with the whole uranium and the nuclear weapons, how they can't have them, but every other country can.
Oh, yeah, you mean the nuclear peace agreement that we entered into with Iran to prevent them from furthering the development of their nuclear weapons that Donald Trump pulled us out of, that one?
Correct. Yes, which is exactly why they need to stop. I mean,
so why did he pull us out of a deal that made them stop?
Well,
see, it doesn't make any sense when you think about it. It makes no fucking sense for Donald Trump to pull us out of a deal that made them stop the development of their nuclear weapons just to turn around and say that now I want to fucking kill their supreme leader and maybe launch a war on them because I think that they have nuclear weapons, even though my own national director of intelligence that I appointed says that they don't have nuclear weapons.
I'm not saying that they do have nuclear weapons now. I'm saying that they can make nuclear weapons with all the uranium that they have.
If there is anybody in here that's been involved with politics since the 90s, how many times have you heard this? How many times have you heard this? If there's anybody watching the stream that's been involved in politics since the 1990s, how many times have you heard this? A couple billion, right? Now let's just kind of get down to the brass tacks here. Do you support America starting a war with Iran? Yes or no?
No.
That's the brass tacks of it, bro. Okay, listen, I don't want them to have nukes either. In fact, I think the whole world should denuclearize. But I don't think that starting a war with them is a right way to ensure that they don't have nukes. Okay, we should probably just re-enter into an agreement with them. Okay,
That's exactly what Trump wants, no?
No, it's not. He said 2 hours ago that he doesn't want a ceasefire with the country. A ceasefire would be a deal.
But he's ultimately wanting a deal. That's basically just a threat, like a dry threat. Like he's not going to do it.
No,
but
he doesn't. He does not want a deal. He said that he doesn't want a deal.
Trump is one of the most presidents, like one of the highest presidents that never wants. He don't want war. He's a fear monger.
He does want war. Yes, he absolutely does. Wait, how could you say that he doesn't want war when he's involving ourselves in Iran that we fundamentally have no involvement with and supporting Israel launching attacks on them unprovoked, and then him hopping in saying that, well, now America is controlling their airspace. Now America knows where their supreme leader is and can kill them but won't do it yet. Now America is going to put F-35 jets right on their border, according to reporting from Reuters earlier today. And now America is going to leave a G7 summit a day early to call an emergency national security meeting to consider us going to war with Iran by using our bunker blasters to destroy some of their nuclear enrichment facilities. Your claim that Donald Trump is a president of peace that doesn't want war is just simply a delusion, right? You cannot say that today.
There has been, in both of his terms so far, I know this one and it just started, but no new wars under Donald Trump. Every other president, Democratic presidents, there have been new wars.
Wait, there's already a new war under Trump. The Israeli-Iranian conflict. Absolutely. And now he's saying that he wants to start a new war himself and involve America into it. Like, can you admit at the bare minimum? Can you admit at the bare minimum that the combination of everything that Donald Trump has done in the last 48 hours points to the conclusion that Donald Trump might want war?
To end it, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. You just agreed that Donald Trump might want war. There you go, sir. You lost.
Go ahead and end it. Well, I'll give you the win. I'll give you that win. Fine. We can stop that discussion.
All right.
But
and then just on a broader discussion, you think that he's good for like global conflicts?
Hello.
In the broader sense, do you think that Trump is good for global conflicts?
Yeah.
Name one global conflict that has gotten better in the last 150 days.
Russia, Ukraine.
That's not true. 150 days ago, it was significantly better than is now. Both Russia has launched their largest bombs on Ukraine, their largest missiles at Ukraine since the war started, and Ukraine has launched their largest, most intricate counterattacks against Russia since the war started. So Russia and Ukraine has gotten worse.
Did he not get them to cease fire for however many days to try to reach an agreement? They wouldn't sit down to agree on anything? Did he not do that?
He didn't do that. He didn't do that. They haven't had a ceasefire. And in fact, Zelensky has supported a ceasefire, but Putin hasn't. Putin has rejected any attempt from Zelensky and Trump to achieve any type of a ceasefire agreement.
Well, then he's still helping, though. He's not making the situation any worse. I mean, so I'd still say that's a win for global conflict.
But the global conflict has gotten worse for the reasons that I pointed out.
But look at any U.S. president in the past. I mean, they're not all of them are global peacemakers. I mean,
okay, but you're the one defending the proposition that Trump is.
Yes, there has been no new wars besides this one under Trump's presidency. And the first term in this one is the new one, the only one.
Yeah. So global conflicts have only gotten worse in the last 150 days. A new war has started, and Donald Trump is now considering personally involving America in the war. In fact, he already has by saying that we dominate their airspace and we know where their leader is and that we might kill them. And this guy is good for global conflicts. You're just delusional. I mean, Donald Trump could walk up to you and tell you that he's pro-war, and then you turn around and say that this guy's pro-peace. It is unreal. And honestly, allow me to finish speaking here. Well, that's exactly what he did. He said he was pro-war when he said he controlled their airspace and knows where their leader is and might kill him. He said he was pro-war when he directed the military to deploy F-13 fighter jets to their borders. He said he was pro-war when he's now considering using our military resources and bunker bombers to bomb their nuclear enrichment facilities. These are all things that he's done that demonstrates that he's pro-war, and you turn around and you say he's pro-peace. So, I mean, I think that you need to keep that in mind.
Besides this war right here, name one war that
Dude, you interrupted me. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to speak now. It's just crazy, man. Like, you're engaging in mental brain rot. You're engaging in conspiracy theory. You're engaging in anti-intellectualism. You're rejecting truth, right? And like, I mean, we obviously see this a lot because you like to treat politics like a game and you want your team to win no matter what. But it's all the more disgusting when there's lives on the line. It's all the more disgusting when this is inspiring fear and crippling anxiety in millions of people in Iran and millions of people around the globe that have friends and families in Iran. It's all the more disgusting when he's shilling for a genocidal state that has started war, conflict, ethnic cleansing, and another militant action towards 4 countries in the last 4 years. It is so gross, man. Wake up, okay? You can't argue that you're America first when you hold to these positions. You can't say that you want war in the Middle East and say that you care about this country, right? You can't say that you're a patriot, but you're willing to bend the knee to whatever the king does, all right? Like, this is what has empowered him to be in the position that he is, and this is what will continue to empower him to hold on to that position, and this is why his approval ratings today are the lowest that they have ever been, right? And I need you to recognize that. You are a part of a fringe minority of people that are willing to defend Trump no matter what he does, and you're willing to paint him out as Jesus 2.0, even if he's truly Satan, and you need to snap the fuck out of it, bro. Snap the fuck out of it. Click on your profile picture and click the icon of the mic. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. We started off this discussion, as I was saying, I'm not 110% MAGA. I do think he was a better political candidate, and I don't think he's doing a bad job. I think he's doing a pretty good job so far. Is there another talking point that you want to go on besides the Middle East war?
I bet you want to move on. I bet you do. Sure. You said that there's a lot of good things that he's done so far. Name one of them.
What?
Name one good thing he's done in his second administration, last 147 days.
Securing the border. We could talk on ICE. We could talk on the riots.
So you think that mass deportation is something good that he's done?
To an extent, yeah.
Name one good outcome of mass deportation on Americans, America as a whole, or American society.
Okay, so for one, you have all these people coming in that you have no idea who they are. They could be any kind of mercenary group, any American hate people, I hate America. You have no idea who they are. They're just flooding the country.
You're not answering my question. I want to be clear. My question was, what is one positive outcome that mass deportation has on Americans?
Getting people out that you have no idea who they are. That's one positive outcome. That's a big outcome. Positive.
Is just making sure that everybody in the country is identified?
To an extent, yes. Like you talked with Nate earlier, and I love that.
I have a question. Wouldn't we also be able to produce this good outcome by offering the undocumented immigrants in America a pathway to residency or citizenship, meaning that there wouldn't be anybody in our country that we have no clue who they are?
Correct, yes. They do need to speed up the process.
Okay, so then you'd agree that mass amnesty and mass deportation yield the same good outcomes for America. So then why do you prefer mass deportation over mass amnesty?
Well, I mean, get them out and restart the whole process. I mean,
okay, why should we do that? Okay, why is it better to get them out and have them restart the whole process compared to them just doing the process while they're already in America?
You don't know who they are. I mean,
you identify them through the process.
Yes. Okay. So say you got an M13 or whatever the hell the name of that freaking group is or whatever, MS-13. You never know who they are. Today, he might be getting interviewed. Tomorrow, he might be killing a family of 5. I mean, you never know.
Okay, so you basically think that if we don't do mass deportation, we'll have higher crime rates. And if we do mass deportation, we'll have lower crime rates? Like, that's kind of like the reduction of your claim, right? You're basically saying that they could be these criminals committing all these violent crimes. So in other words, mass deportation means lower crime, less crime. And not doing a mass deportation means more crime. Is that your position? You got to come back on the live, bro. I can't hear you when you're tabbed out. Maybe while you're tabbed out, I'll thank 2 people real quick. First and foremost, thank you so much, Zin. That is XEN for the $50 super chat over on YouTube. Zin says, I bet my MAGA uncle $50 that I could change his mind, and I did. So here's this. Thank you for everything that you do. We all appreciate you. Well, first and foremost, congratulations on changing your uncle's mind. Second of all, that's incredibly kind. Honestly, you should have kept that for yourself. You got yourself something nice because that is a damn cool thing to do. But seriously, thank you for the $50, Zin. Everybody show some love to Zin down below in that comment section. Literally right now, I want to see at least 500 Zin W's. I would also like to show some love super quickly to Nissa, NISSA, with the $20 saying Springfield is a city in every state. That's why it's the name of the town in Simpsons. Oh, you're talking about that British guy that joined earlier. Makes sense. Thank you for the $20, Nissa, and the $50 in. Show some love down below in those chats. So anyways, you kind of tapped out there for a minute. I just want to make sure this is a reduction of your claim, right? Your claim in a nutshell is pretty simple. You're basically saying that if we do a mass deportation, we'll have less crimes in America. And if we don't do mass deportation, we'll have more crimes in America. Is that your claim?
Well, no, not necessarily, but to an extent, yes. Like, if an American commits a crime, okay, cool, you know. But with all the
Wait,
illegal
what?
aliens in,
Wait, so if an American rapes an American, you're like, okay, cool?
no, I mean they're U.S. citizens. You know who they are. If they do, you can track them, you can find them, you can do whatever you need to, and then go through the whole legal process and put them in jail. No, that came out totally wrong. I get what you're saying with that. Yeah, that was terrible. But
Okay, so then
Let's
once
see.
again, now we're just going in circles because your original claim was
No.
a good outcome produced by mass deportation is identifying and removing people from our country that we don't know. Well, like once again, if we offered undocumented immigrants in America mass amnesty, then we know them.
yes, but you can't document every single one of them in a day.
Okay, just like you can't
And-
deport every single one of them in a day.
Correct, but it'll be a whole lot easier to get track and get everything done if sanctuary states like California and wherever else that they're doing all these raids and riots, that the governor
Oh,
and the people.
wait,
in
wait,
the state
are
will
you
help.
arguing that mass deportation would be pragmatically easier than mass amnesty?
Yeah, I think it would. Yes.
Oh, you're fucking insane. Wait, 1 second. I have a question. Is a task harder the more resistance you face, or the less resistance you face?
Say that again.
Is a task more difficult the more resistance you face, or the less resistance you face?
The less.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, I'm led to believe that we'd face less resistance doing mass amnesty compared to mass deportation because we're making the lives of these millions of undocumented immigrants better compared to making them worse. Like, do you think that an undocumented immigrant is going to be more resistant to somebody trying to rip them away from their livelihood, steal them from their family, and send them over the border? Or if they were trying to give them the ability to be legally allowed to drive on our roads, be considered a citizen so they're not under the constant anxious threat of being deported, be able to work as a W-2 employee and file for a tax return at the end of the year, be able to open a bank account and get a loan to buy a house, and have access to social safety nets like Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security, as well as granting them citizenship or residency would give them more bargaining power against their employer, meaning they could get better wages. Like, it's very obviously the case that mass amnesty is something that undocumented immigrants would want, meaning they'd face less resistance compared to mass deportation, which is something that undocumented immigrants don't want, meaning they'd face more resistance.
Okay, so question: Why hasn't it come to that? Whenever you're in California and you got the ICE agents that are there trying to deport these illegal aliens, why isn't the government of California helping them to identify who is illegal and who is documented on a visa, work permit, or whatever? Why aren't they helping?
Okay, the question, why isn't California helping ICE, is pivoting away from if it would be easier to do mass deportation or mass amnesty. So I gave you.
I agreed with you. I agreed
okay,
with
so
you
then,
that it would be easier,
okay, so
but
then,
I'm
so then
asking
you,
about, like, how.
but your original reason why, you supported mass deportation was because it was easier than mass amnesty. But now that you concede that it's actually harder to mass amnesty, do you now support mass amnesty?
I mean, I really don't know. I'm not just sure. Yeah, for the sake of the argument, sure. Yeah.
Okay, well then, for the sake of the argument, you've conceded.
Okay, sure, but answer my question. please.
Wait. Well, I don't need to answer your question because you conceded the totality of the point. You no longer support mass deportation.
Okay, I support mass deportation. Can I ask you a question?
Okay, well then then respond to the fact that I was able to point out that it's practically easier to do mass amnesty compared to mass deportation, as well as the fact that it generates significantly better outcomes for America.
Okay, so this question is not deflecting. It goes along with the question. All right, so listen. If the government of California helped to, identify all these illegal aliens.
I'm not going to entertain your deflection, man. Sorry, man. Yeah, for sure. If California helped ICE kidnap undocumented immigrants and make ICE kidnapping undocumented immigrants easier, it would. Yeah. But that has no relevance or bearing on our conversation about if mass deportation is better for America than mass amnesty.
Yes, it is. Because the California government is not doing anything to help.
Wait, and explain to me how this furthers your point that mass deportation produces good outcomes for America.
Okay, where are you going to house all these illegal aliens while you try to identify them?
Where are you going to... Wherever they're living
Where's
right
their shelter
now?
going to be? Are they just going to be everywhere running around the streets?
Wherever they're living right now.
Yeah, where? On the side of the road?
Why do you expect me to know where 12 million people live?
12 million people, undocumented people, are in the United States. Is that not scary? Like, you have no idea who these people are.
Well, actually, I mean, if we want to be like a rational thinker with a rational mind here, would you rather be alone in a room with an undocumented immigrant that you don't know, or a citizen that you don't know?
Citizen.
Wait, why? Because
Yes.
that citizen would be 2.5 times more likely to commit a violent crime against you.
How so?
How so?
Is
That's just like it's an empirical fact. So a company by the name of PNAS has been tracking crime rates since the 19th century. And since the 19th century, citizens have been 2.5 times more likely to commit violent crimes in America compared to undocumented immigrants. So like a rational thinker with a rational mind would actually be more scared of a citizen on average compared to an undocumented immigrant. Fun fact.
Okay, so a rational thinker would also say that the citizens of America outnumber illegal aliens by a ton.
Okay, well,
So
a rational
how-
citizen would know what per capita crime rates are. You idiot.
I didn't even hear you say that.
Okay, I did. I said crime rate. And I also
Okay.
said likely. I said likelihood and crime rate.
All right. So again, back to our question,
I'm
about
just still
how-
waiting for you to identify one way that mass deportation is better for America than mass amnesty. Because as far as I'm concerned, I appreciate you with Galaxy, right? Mass deportation only produces bad outcomes, and mass amnesty only produces good outcomes. Luke, thank you for the Galaxy. Like, let's just take like economic growth, for instance. According to the Center on American Progress, mass deportation would straight up cost our government $2 trillion in the next 10 years, and it would reduce our GDP growth by $1.1 through $1.7 trillion per year. Mass amnesty, on the other hand, would have an ROI, so it would actually make our government more money in the next 10 years, since those undocumented immigrants working the same jobs they do today would be more likely to work over the table and pay taxes, since they'd have access to the social safety nets such as Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, as well as they'd be able to file for a return on the taxes they do pay. So it would just generate more income for a government in the next 10 years, as well as it increased GDP growth because they'd have more bargaining power against their employer, meaning they'd get higher wages, thereby they'd spend more money in the economy. So one reduces GDP growth every year and costs our government money every year. The other makes our government money every year and increases GDP growth every year. Make it make sense.
That makes total sense. That's the people here that are wanting to work. I mean, that's ultimately what Trump wants. He wants them to come in the legal way and get citizenship and work.
Wait, so you're saying
don't want
that
them to
Trump
fear.
ultimately wants mass amnesty and that's why he's doing the opposite of mass amnesty, which is mass deportation? That's incoherent gibberish. That's nonsense.
That's literally what he ran on his presidency.
Wait, are you really trying to convince 20,000 people that Donald Trump is running on mass amnesty?
No, negative. That is not what's going on.
So then that's
it's
not what he
impossible
wants.
to do. It's impossible to do.
Wait,
That's why it hasn't been done.
Why is it impossible to do mass amnesty? Are you going
I
to
don't
say
know.
because we can't identify all the undocumented immigrants to give amnesty to?
Well, why ain't they doing it? I mean, that's $1 million question.
Well, why doesn't our government do a lot of things? Okay, like we're overfunding our military. Why is no president ever tried to do anything about that? Right? We're spending way too much money on that. Nobody seems to do anything about it. Like, why aren't we better funding social safety nets? Nobody seems to do anything about it. Right now, our levels of income inequity are like equivalent to that of France before the French Revolution. Why haven't we had a president advocate for very aggressive economic reform to make that different? Nobody's doing anything about it. Like, seemingly our government just simply isn't that efficient, and we don't elect the smartest people into public roles on the right and the left. But my claim would
agree.
simply be is that the left is doing it better than the right comparatively, and we need to be supporting the lesser of two evils. But honestly, if you want me to give a real and honest answer about why are we not doing mass amnesty, it's because people are racist. People are prejudiced. People have bias, right? I obviously don't think that there's any good outcomes of mass deportation. In fact, I will talk about it on live for 4 hours a day about how much it sucks for this country and sucks for everybody in it, sucks for citizens, sucks for the immigrants, places America lasts. And you included, you're just simply not willing to hear me out because of your bigotry, because of what's been societalized as acceptable, because of what's been societalized as normal. Like for whatever reason, millions of Americans, including Democrats, will just accept that mass deportation helps America because it gets the illegal aliens out, even though it only produces bad material outcomes. Like, bro, it's because of bigotry.
Okay, so that just means open up the borders and let everybody in?
Okay, so this means that you're absolutely strawmanning my position. This whole time we've been talking about what
Not
we
at
should
all.
do with the
You
undocumented
literally
immigrants.
just-
How about you shut up and stop interrupting me while I explain why you're strawmanning my position? This
Okay,
whole time we've
sure.
been talking about what we should do with the undocumented immigrants that are already in America, not what we should do with border policy. In fact, we haven't had one singular discussion about border policy this whole time. So when you try to completely misrepresent my position and completely strawman the debate into a conversation about border policy when we haven't mentioned border policy once, but we've only been talking about what we should do with the undocumented immigrants that are already in America, it makes you look silly, it makes you look weak, it makes you look uneducated, it makes you look like you're not seeking truth because you're not actually engaging with the points that I'm saying, and it makes you look like you're not actually an American patriot that puts this country first, that wants to further the success, the eudaimonia, and the average qualities of life and the expenses of people in the country. Like the moment that you stop entertaining smart conversation where we could explore the nuances and different implications of policy that are implemented by those in power because you want to hold on to your prejudice, your bigotry, and your just loaded conceptions that the media stuff down your throat, is the moment that you throw your patriotic card of actually caring about America out the fucking window, bro. Like, no, stop strawmanning what I'm saying. Engage with it, okay? Because I'm just simply trying to have a good faith discussion with Trump supporters like you about what is best for this country, all right? And if you're not willing to have a discussion with me in good faith without misrepresenting what I'm saying or without strawmanning my position about what's best for this country, I'm led to believe that you don't care about what's best for this country.
Okay, can I talk now? You done
Yeah.
rambling? Okay, but when you were just going on and on and on and rambling, you were saying that the left has done it far better than the right has. So I got to the border policy. Sure, we could forget about the other conversation. You win, I'd accept defeat. But you said the left has been doing it far better. Talk to me about border policy from the last election, from the last term of presidency.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I even think that Kamala Harris had a better border policy. What is the root cause of undocumented entry?
Just letting them in, open the borders, flood the country.
Oh,
Look here
okay.
so that we can let them in here.
So you think that the Biden-Harris administration opened the borders?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously that would require like policy or an executive order to open the borders. So what
More
policy or
border
executive order
crossings
opened the
in
borders?
American history is one of their term of presidency.
Okay, great. So how did they open the borders to cause that?
Look here, we're going to bring them in here. I mean, I don't know. But it's a
you don't-
fact, it's statistic.
so if you don't know how they opened the borders, then how do you know that they opened the borders?
Because there has been the most border crossings under that term of presidency in American history.
Oh, okay. I hear your argument. So you're basically saying that they had policy that opened the borders because there's a lot of undocumented entry. Does this mean that Donald Trump has policy that causes unemployment because under his term in April of 2020, we had the highest level of unemployment since the Great Depression?
Was that not COVID year?
It was COVID, so it was caused by something outside of his policy. Okay, well, we would also say this about undocumented entry into America in the last 4 years under Biden and Harris. It was caused by things outside of their policy, such as the expiration of Title 42, the pandemic, and Trump and all the Republicans shouting that we had an open border. You don't think about that, do you? When we have Republicans saying that the border is open, that is telling the undocumented immigrants to come right in, as you just assumed that the left was doing.
Why is the border open though?
It wasn't, bro. It wasn't. I mean, think about it this way. Can you name any material change in American border policy that the Biden-Harris administration introduced to open the border?
I'd definitely have to do some digging.
You
but-
can't. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Did Trump open or close the border in his first administration?
Shut it down.
Okay, so if Trump shut the border down from 2017 to 2021, and then Biden and Harris did nothing to open the border through their policy in 2021 through 2024, this would imply that the border remained shut down.
Not exactly. No. Then why would there be more border crossings from 2021 to 2024 than there was from 2016 to 2020? Why?
I told you and you didn't listen. It was because of the expiration of Title 42. During Title 42, we denied entry to a lot of immigrants, meaning that the legal means of entry were backlogged and unattainable for a majority of them, so they chose and opted to seek undocumented means of entry. It's also the case that the pandemic onset very undesirable socioeconomic conditions in a lot of southern Latin American countries, and which gave them incentive for the migration in the first place, as well as you had Trump and other Republicans saying that the border was open.
Because it was damn sure was, I guess. Hell, I don't know.
Right, but now we're back to the beginning of the circle where I ask you how they opened the border. You don't have a single fucking thing to say. I tell you how they didn't open the border. I attribute COVID. I attribute the shutdown of the expiration of Title 42, and I attribute Donald Trump literally saying that the border was open, and you have no response whatsoever. And then the circle restarts. Look at this. This is another conversation just like the one we were having about immigration or mass deportation. You have no clue what you're saying. You have no fact to substantiate the beliefs in which you stand behind. And you're not willing to have legitimate, productive conversation and dialogue to see if what you're saying is true or to see if what I'm saying is true. Because ultimately speaking, regardless of what I say, you don't care. You'll ignore it, and you'll restart the circle as you have 3 times in the last 45 seconds.
I am listening to everything you're saying, but it's just it don't make sense statistically. You like statistics? Why? Oh, because Republicans said the border was open.
Wait, I have a question. If it doesn't make sense and you've been listening to everything I'm saying, I attributed 3 very specific reasons to why we experienced more immigration in the last 4 years. If you were listening to what I'm saying, you would know them. What were they?
So you said Title 42, right?
What about it?
I don't know nothing about it.
No. What about Title 42 did I say caused more immigration?
The bill expiring or some shit. I don't know.
Okay, and why did I say that the expiration of Title 42 caused more immigration?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay, then you weren't listening to what I'm saying.
You're talking fast as all get out. I mean,
for sure. Well, the reason why that incentivized more immigration is because Title 42 shut down immigration into America, meaning that there's a massive backlog in the legal means of entry into America. The less attainable the legal means of entry into America are, the more incentive immigrants will have to seek undocumented means of entry. And keep in mind, the socioeconomic conditions onset in southern Latin American countries because of the pandemic only further gave more incentive for immigration, which only increased the backlog of the legal means of entry, which only increased the amount of incentive that undocumented immigrants had to enter into America with use of undocumented means. And every single one of these things is completely outside of the policy passed or reformed by the Biden-Harris administration. Right. Okay. And then when they had a fix for this, which was to alleviate the stresses on the legal means of entry into the country by making them more attainable, by hiring more judges to expedite all legal means of entry, Donald Trump told around and told the Republicans to shoot it down because he didn't want the Biden-Harris administration to win on the issue. Okay, so then he won on the issue by convincing you and other Americans that they had opened the border and that they had caused the issue, even though they didn't for every reason I just pointed out, only for him to turn around and advocate for no policy to reduce the incentive that undocumented immigrants have to enter into the country with the use of illegal means, because he's never talked about making the legal means of entry into America more attainable by making them quicker. So, I mean, this guy's fucking played you.
Okay, so let's go back to what you were saying. So if the Biden-Harris administration knew that this was expiration of Title 42, why didn't they enforce more Border Patrol agents to prevent illegal crossings into the border?
Wait, they funded Border Patrol more than Donald Trump did in his first term by a factor of 2. So they did.
Okay, I didn't know that statistically, but then how is there still so many people that got into the country? And how is it drastically down now?
It's okay. Well, first of all, you said, well, then why was there still so many individuals entering into America with the use of undocumented means? It's because Donald Trump told Republicans to shoot down any attempt from the Biden-Harris administration to pass policy to alleviate that stress. And it's down now because Donald Trump is violating both the human and constitutional rights of undocumented immigrants in America, which is going to completely remove the incentive for individuals to want to even come into America with the use of undocumented means in the first place. Because the incentive that has existed was a better life. But they're obviously not going to see a better life now. The individuals that are entering with the use of undocumented means are having their human and constitutional rights violated.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. What else was there? Well, I'm not going to say you changed my mind, but we definitely had a good talk, and I understand everything that you're saying. Appreciate your time. Have a good day.
Yeah, bro. Have a good rest of your day too, Mike. We're going to move on to the next guest. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Donald J. Trump, y'all. We're going to get the next guest up in here. You know, like that's typically how the conversations go, everybody. You know, it's like he makes a claim. Like I demonstrate very clearly why it's wrong. Doesn't say anything. His mind's not changed. And I mean, like I can't expect somebody to change their mind about everything that they think in like one sitting. But like hopefully that incentivizes like a yearn for truth in him, right? Maybe it makes him recognize that he's wrong. What's going on, Goat? How old are you?
Fuck you, you dumb bitch.
Okay, don't leave. You're going to run away like a little beta male. And I called it, and he did it, and he did it, and he did it, and he did it. Why am I always right, guys? Why am I always right? You know, I have a crystal ball that sits in the palm of my hand. It's invisible. Nobody could see it, but I can see it. And through this crystal ball, I can see the future. What's up, Ben? You support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born? What year were you born in?
2006, November 14th.
Cool. Before we hop into our debate, I want to thank Kim for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat and Raya for the $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love, Raya. That is
Another question
RIAH.
before we get into politics. Can I ask you a question?
I'm sorry, man. I got to thank Raya real quick. Raya says, I wanted to say I was able to have a good debate with one of my supervisors and help him realize how his way of thinking with deportation doesn't make any sense, using the parallel you made about black individuals and white-owned businesses back in like in the 60s. Raya, that's awesome. I'm really happy that you were able to use some of the points that I've run to like demonstrate why like supporting the right is incoherent to your supervisors. That is fucking awesome, dude. Show some love to the American patriot Raya down below in that chat. I really appreciate you for the love. Huge shout out to Raya down below right now. That is RIAH. And real quick, Ben, what time is it?
I don't know, but what's your opinions on Cookie King?
I'm Agam. Get the fuck out of the box. We're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. That guy was not from America, so we are going to move on. Plus, he seemed like he just wanted to be up here to troll. If you are MAGA and you're at least 18 and you're from America and you want to come up here and have a good faith conversation with me, let me know down below in that chat. We'll get you pulled up. We're going to try to get Wyatt 121 pulled up into the live literally right now. I'd also like to show some love to Lauren for the $20 on Venmo, saying that you must be exhausted using logic to disprove the same claim over and over again. I am, but at the end of the day, you know, this is a service that I want to do for my country. So thank you, Lauren, for the $20. Shout out to Lauren down below in the chat. And Wayne! Oh my God! With the $140 over on Venmo. I want to see 2,000 Wayne W's down below in the chat. Oh my gosh. We got to read off his message, but seriously, show some love to Bruce fucking Wayne down below. Bruce says, Wayne says, as the gentleman yesterday said, it quote unquote takes a big man to apologize for a racial slur as well as a homophobic slur. After 78 years of being a gay man, the haters think I chose to be bullied, despised, and have family and church disown me. Thank you for being a big man and genuine. Wayne, we love you here, bro. I'm really sorry that you've had to live through some of the hardest times for gay individuals in this country as an older gentleman. We love you here, Wayne. You're an absolute icon. I look up to you. Everybody in here looks up to you. Please show some love to Wayne down below in that chat, literally right now. Seriously, guys, show some love to Wayne. I'd also like to show some love to Angelica for the $10 over on Venmo, Rachel with a 10, Callie with a 10, Colin with a 5, and then Mary with a 15 saying, thanks for giving me confidence to be vocal. Hell yeah, that's awesome, Mary. Thank you for the 15. And then Kristen, that's Kristen with a K with a $20 saying, keep up the good work. I appreciate that, Christian. Then Ivani with the $10. Thank you so much. And Sarah with the 2. I'd also like to thank another Sarah for the $10 over on PayPal, Ria, REA with $11, Tori with a 5, Harry with a 5, and then Rebecca with a 10, and then Blanca, thank you so much for the $25 on PayPal, saying thank you for all the facts I could use when debating MAGA. Hell yeah, Blanca, thank you for the $25. And then also Angela with a $50 over on PayPal. Let's get 500 Angela W's. That was 36 minutes ago. Thank you so much for the love.
Thank you,
and then
Nicole.
Ezekiel with a 10 as well. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm sorry that I just had to thank everybody all at once, y'all, but I didn't want to interrupt that last conversation.
Hey.
Please show some love to our donors down below in that
Greetings,
box.
sir.
And I'm sorry for keeping you
Greetings,
waiting.
sir.
I apologize for keeping you waiting, Wyatt. I appreciate you for being
Yeah,
here.
you're good, man.
Do you support Trump?
I'm 18. Yeah. I'll tell you why. Respectfully, if you respect me, I'll respect you.
You have my respect.
If that's okay, yeah, mine. All right. So first of all, I was born on August 1st, 2006. The time currently now is 4:08 p.m. for me because I'm Central Time, Illinois. 3 cities because I know you asked some other.
No, bro, you're good. You're good.
There's
You're good. You're good.
Springfield,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Peoria,
You're good.
and Chicago. Okay. So let me because I like this whole time I was writing notes on why and everything. So
Yeah, let's hear it. Run the argument, bro. Why do you support Trump? And also, Mary, thank you for the $2 over Venmo. Shout out to you, Mary.
all
I
right.
love you.
So I support Donald Trump because I believe his policies and leadership style. He has focused on issues like strengthening the economy, securing the border, and prioritizing American interests in global affairs. Gosh, I can't speak. It's kind of like, listen, dude, it's hard speaking in front of like 17,000 people.
No, you're good, man. Honestly, when people don't find it hard to speak in front of over 20,000 people, I'm always curious why. I want to ask you a question, though. So you said that he's investing in America's interest in foreign affairs. Is it in America's best interests to be re-involved in war in the Middle East?
Wait, you said what?
You said that he's good for America's interest in foreign affairs. Is it in America's interest to be re-involved in war in the Middle East?
Re-involved? Honestly, that's one thing I stand. It's more of neutral for me because Iran, they did threaten us and everything, but we reacted in a different way.
How do they threaten us?
they like put a post or whatever. So like, listen, my fault. I don't know much about the Iran. I didn't study much about the Middle East thing. I haven't looked into it really yet, but all I heard is that there was a threat. I don't know if that's confirmed, but that's what
I
heard.
think that there's a post put out by some like Twitter account saying that like, oh, like Israel and America are gonna feel it. So first, it wasn't an official Twitter account of the state, and then second of all, you understand that like Kim Jong Un says that about us like every single day. Like, would it, like
Oh, yeah, I
seriously,
know.
would it be in
Yeah.
America's interest to start bombing North Korea?
What?
Would it be in America's interest to start bombing North Korea because Kim Jong Un says that about America like every single day?
Maybe, I don't know.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be, right? So like even if they actually said that, it still wouldn't be in our interest to start a war with them over it.
All right,
but
can I
they
keep-
didn't
can I
actually
keep
say it.
speaking, though?
Yeah,
I
for
keep,
sure,
read my
Keep
notes?
speaking. But like maybe if we want to
All
further
right.
explore the point about how you said he's furthering America's interests overseas, maybe like give us another example about a global conflict that he's been able to further our interests in.
Can I look something up real quick?
Of course.
Confirm research. All right.
No,
so
bro.
you said what?
Yeah, you said that he was like furthering.
So I'm gonna
America's
type it.
You said that he was furthering America's interests overseas. Okay. So name a single global conflict that Donald Trump has successfully furthered our interests in the last 150 days. Are you like looking it up?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was like a question to you about like why you said you support Trump.
Oh, I just like I said, I wrote notes, and everything, but so
Okay, how about I just give the mic to you? How about you tell us why you support Trump? I'll let you continue on.
Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, let me just go back to it. All right. His presidency saw significant tax cuts, record low unemployment rates before COVID-19, and strong negotiations with foreign nations to put America first. Trump's stance on immigration, and another reason I support him. He emphasizes border security and ensuring that immigration laws are enforced to protect American jobs and communities. His America First trade policies also aim to bring back manufacturing jobs and reduce reliance on foreign economies. I appreciate his commitment to conservative values, such as protecting the Second Amendment and appointing Supreme Court justices who uphold the Constitution. His approach, the deregulation, allowed business to thrive, and his tax policies benefited individual and corporations alike.
Okay. All right. Phenomenal. First, I'll ask my chats to please be like respectful and kind. And I'm being serious. I'd actually really appreciate that from you guys. Please. But anyways.
I mean, I respect everybody in the chat right now. Like, I don't care if they like.
But like, yeah, just seriously, chat. If you guys could be respectful.
Oh yeah,
I'd
and they
really
are right. I am looking up AI just like to tell me and stuff. But listen. The thing with AI though, it takes things from other like websites and put it all together.
Nah, bro, you got it. I'll debate ChatGPT. I'm smarter than ChatGPT.
Well,
So
honestly,
I'll
let
respond
me
to
close
that
the computer.
No, man, you're good. I actually don't care if people use like AI when debating me. It gives me more of a challenge. I'm fine with that. No, like seriously, bro, I'm telling you, please use whatever resources you want to your advantage. This is an open book test. I don't care if you have somebody literally whispering in your ear. I don't care if you have like a paid team of 10 people researching every single thing I say. I don't care if you have ChatGPT open, because guess what? I think that what is true is true. And if it's true, it can't be proven false because it's true. And I think what I believe in is true, right? So anyways, we'll get back to why I think that you're maybe wrong about a couple things there. The first thing that you said is, well, under his first administration, he had one of like the lowest levels of unemployment in the last 50 years pre-COVID. My question to you is, what did he do to cause that? Or are you saying he caused it simply because it happened in America while he was president?
He caused it.
Okay, and why are you saying that? Are you saying that because you could identify what he did to cause it? Or are you saying he's just responsible for it since he was president when it happened?
You said what? My bad. Let me turn up my phone. I can.
Are you saying that we should attribute that low level of unemployment to Trump because he was president while it happened, or because you could identify what he did to cause it?
I can probably identify what he did.
Okay, that's great. How about while you're looking for that, we could also, like pull up somebody else to kind of help take some of the burden off of you, but feel free to try to do that, man. Feel free to try to do that if you want to try to identify what he did to cause that low level of unemployment.
I do one thing.
Yeah?
Real. Wait, so is this guy like okay.
What's that?
Well, here. Let me just I'm gonna just speak from the truth. So what I've learned so far, right, is that you are right about Trump and the wars and like how he does want wars. You are absolutely right. But that's because he wants in a speech that he said that he wanted world peace, but really the only reason or the only way to get world peace, because you already know communist countries, they're not going to agree to that. So we're gonna have to, unfortunately, war. But
that's what
war
Hitler
is
said too. That's what Hitler said too. By the way, he said he wanted world peace. World peace would require a domination of the Aryan race. But all these silly democracies, these multicultural democracies, don't want that. They can't see that. So unfortunately, we have to start war with them.
I'm gonna be honest.
But anyways,
Republican,
man, I honestly think that a much better place for you to be is to be listening to the live to see what I have to say. I am gonna kick you and move on to the next guest now. Appreciate
Can
you.
I say one thing? Can I say one thing?
Sure.
Okay, most Republicans now, they tend to hate on Democrats, hate people for their own opinions. Personally, I'm against that completely. We should just both be two peaceful parties that can agree on stuff and also disagree on stuff peacefully instead of hate.
Right. Why? You know, I agree with you, man. I appreciate you for coming up and
all the chat. Hey, listen, all the 17 thousand people, and you have a good day. Be safe.
You too, Wyatt. Have a good one. Well, he was really respectful. He was really respectful. We're not going to talk shit about him. You know what, Wyatt? You should listen to what I have to say. Hopefully, I could change your mind. Kyler, come back on that live. Get your booty back in here. Let's have a conversation, Kyler. Come back here. Come back here. Come back here. Come back here, Kyler. Come back here. Okay, well, it doesn't look like Kyler's coming, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just kind of give us a minute to get that very next guest loaded up into the live stream here. What is going on, Tony? Do you support Trump?
No, but you're wrong about Israel.
Goodbye, Tony. Moving on to the next guest. No, I'm not. Moving on. Let's go and get Chance up in the box. Everyone, just give us a minute. If you're a part of the 7.2 thousand people tuning in, guys, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen and sharing out that live so we can reach more people. I'd also like to thank you real quick, Gabriella, with $5 over on PayPal. And Christy, thank you so much for the $50 donation over on Venmo. Christy says, we love following you and listening to all that you have to say. Thank you for standing up and helping educate those who follow Trump blindly. Christy, that is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you not just for the $50 donation, but also the incredibly kind message, y'all. Let's see 500 Christy W's down below in that chat. That is Christy spelled Kristi. Thank you so very much, Christy. That is incredibly kind of you. Chance, what's up? You MAGA?
No.
All right, we're going to go ahead and hit the rules for the live one more time because obviously it looks like we need to. If you're going to be presiding within that queue, make sure that means that you're at least 18 from American Support Trump. And Eliza, thank you for the strong finish. Cool-ass race car over on TikTok. Appreciate that, Eliza. But seriously, guys, only be hopping in that queue if you're from America, at least 18 and ready and willing to come up here and have a conversation with me about why you support the worst president of your life, Donald Jimothy Trump. Dipey Don, as some may call him. What is going on, Steven and Jessica? Y'all support Trump?
Yes, I do support Trump. How you doing, Dean? I am just a firm believer in Trump's policies. And before you ask me what policies, I will admit humbly that you definitely have more facts than I do, definitely more knowledge than I do on those exact topics. But I do believe that Trump is a better pick this election, and that was why I voted for him.
Well, yeah. So we're not necessarily asking you why you voted for him in November. We're asking you why you support him today. Now, a lot of the motivations that led you to vote for him could definitely be used today. All right, but it's just a slightly different question. But yeah, man, I'm going to let you take it away. I'm going to let you hop into things. But maybe before you do, let me thank Thomas real quick for the $10 super chat over on YouTube saying concepts of policy. So real appreciate you for the love, Thomas. But take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump. What? Why? Why is he leaving? Why is he doing that? Was that stage fright or something? Did he just decide last second that he couldn't do it? Why? Why is he doing that? Why do people do that? I don't get it. I don't know why people do that. Vivi, thank you for the galaxy. What's up, Johnny? You support Trump? All right, Vivi took off as well. We're gonna move on to the next guest, dude. A lot of people are coming up here, and like at the last second here, they're like getting a little scared, and they're hitting the road. They're getting a little scared. They're hitting the road. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Let me tell you, very unfortunate. All right, what's going on? We get the next guest, Ben, in here. What's going on, Ben? Do you support Trump?
Finger me.
What the fuck, dude? Get the hell out of here. Holy cow. Moving on to Austin, everybody. We got Austin loaded up in the box. Keep in mind, if you're watching, you're like, hey, this Dean guy's cool and I want to support him, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of all the proceeds over on those platforms to go straight to me, as well as you'll get a notification at the top of my phone screen where I'll be able to give you a shout out and thank you so much for your kindness. Once again, that is found in the link tree in my bio. Now, what is going on, Austin? Are you MAGA?
A New York senator has just been arrested by ICE agents illegally. You need to look into it in New York.
That was a couple days ago at a Kristi Noem press conference. Yeah, I've been talking about that. That did happen. That did happen, actually, everybody. So I forget his name, but he was a senator and he went to a Kristi Noem's conference. No, another one? Chat, wait, there's another one today? Oh my God. I'm sorry. I've been too focused on the fact that we're about to go into war with Iran today. But apparently there's been a second Oh my God. Oh, cool. All right, I'll look into that. Yo, bro, honestly, Austin, I appreciate you for bringing that to my attention. Jesus Christ, can't make this shit up. Very Connor, what's up? How old are you?
Hello, Dean. I am 37.
And Connor, do you support the worst president of your life?
I do support Donald Trump. I've supported him probably since about 2014.
Remember back in 2014 when he was talking about how the war in Afghanistan was bad? And you supported that about him then, but now you support him like relaunching war in the Middle East. Ooh.
Well, let me say this. I am, so Jesus is my Lord. I believe God raised him from the dead. So I'm a Christian. And I have a couple reasons that I support him, if that's okay. Okay, so the first one, I have some Bible verses. I won't read them. I'm just going to kind of reference them. But 1 Timothy 2, 1 through 4.
1 Timothy 2, 1 through 4. This is condemning gay people, right?
No. This is,
okay.
I urge then, first of all, that petitions, prayers, intercession, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings and all those in authority, that we may live peaceful and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness, etc., etc. That's what God wants.
Why are we doing a Bible study?
Well, we're not. I just wanted to tell you that that's where I'm coming from. So the reason I wanted to tell you I support Trump is, well, okay, I had an idea the other day, right?
Can you just tell us why you support Trump? Sorry, man.
Yes,
I'm sorry if I'm being rude. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I understand how this, how these things go. But the other day you were talking with someone about trans people, and they were, I think you said something about how God the Father is like some metaphysical thing, and so we don't know that what genitalia.
Sir, God's gender is not a concern right now. What I'm concerned with is hearing from you why you support Trump.
Oh, well, because I'm a Christian and I'm told to pray for my leaders. Okay, so the reason I've been praying for Trump since 2014.
Wait, 1 second. Wait. Can you pray for somebody without supporting them? Like, I mean, doesn't like the church advocate for you to like pray for like sinners? You know, like maybe if somebody does something really bad,
I mean, it's everything.
Right. So you could pray for somebody without supporting them.
Yes.
Okay. So that actually doesn't tell me why you supported them, because I agree. Right. Any good Christian right now, right or left, should be praying that like Trump makes the right decisions. Okay. Yeah. Fine. I even would hope that liberal Christians are doing that.
I should.
But this doesn't imply like why you'd support him. So why do you support him?
Well, the thing, Dean, that I'm trying to explain to you is that I am supporting our president with prayer because of Matthew 5.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Do you think he's a good president? Do you think he's producing better outcomes? Who do you wish won the election?
What did you say?
Who do you wish won the election?
Who do I wish won? This last one, I didn't vote for Trump. I voted for Kamala. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I want to explain something. Listen, I'm trying to help. I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to get...
Get out of here. Get out of here. He was trying to hijack the live, right, and turn it into a Bible study. Sorry, bro. Okay. Right. We got to move on to the next guest at this point in time. What's going on, Destroyed? Do you support Trump?
Kiss me, touch me, rape me.
Okay, I'm sorry you guys had to hear that. Yeah, there's some weirdos in Kyoto. Wow. Okay, we're gonna go to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Jeez, man. What's going on, Caleb? You support Trump?
I did at one point, yes, but I just wanted to talk to you really quick. I know you're not
I did at one point means that you don't now, so goodbye. The rules are really simple, everybody. If you're in the queue trying to join the live, it means that you're at least 18, that you support the president, you think he's doing an all right job, and that you want to come up here and debate. I see a lot of people trying to manipulate these rules, take advantage of them, contort them to kind of come up here and talk about whatever they want. No, we're talking to Trump supporters about why they support Trump, and that's the purpose and the point of the live, and I really appreciate if you guys can respect that. Marie, what's going on? You support Trump? Okay, Maria's gone. It looks like that other guest.
No, I'm not.
Oh, hi, Marie. Hi, Marie. Are you MAGA?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I was driving. I just disconnected my phone. I'm not driving.
Okay, you're not driving in your MAGA?
Yes, I am. So I do have some questions, but I first off, I have been obsessed with your lives. Literally, been watching it all day, all this week. I've been obsessed. But I wanted to say something that I've noticed that you do is that once you hear somebody that they have an accent. So I'm Salvadorian, right? So I was just saying this because I have noticed that once I see that you have like a guest with an accent, you tend to kick them off, right? So I was just wondering, so you know how there's people that come here from different countries and they do eventually, either they come legally or they eventually become legal citizens here in the United States. So, you know, a lot of immigrants that come here illegally, yeah, and they're undocumented, they, you know, eventually get their papers and then they just switch to being anti-undocumented. So I just wanted to say that once you hear the accent, can you at least ask if they are citizens, just in case,
This is what I do. Yeah, so when somebody comes up here, like particularly with like a European accent, I ask them what time it is. Yeah, and by the way, like there's also like a really big difference between me like assuming questionability based upon an accent in a live stream that it is obtainable to like to a demographic that is like majority outside of the US, because most people on TikTok are outside of the US, and like assuming because somebody has an accent in America that they're not an American. Like because like most people that you're going to find with an accent in America are an American, as well as like the geographic, you know, like limitations. Like this live doesn't have geographic limitations. If somebody's in America, okay, they're likely they're an American regardless of their accent. But you know, somebody doesn't have to be in America to join the live. But yeah, no, I like, so there's a difference between like the assumptions. And I feel like that's demonstrated. Like, you know, like 9 out of 10 times when somebody comes up here with a European accent, ask them what time it is, they don't give a correct time, they're outside of America. And like the 1 out of the 10 times that they do have a European accent and they are inside of America, guess what? I say, okay, why do you support Trump? And I don't feel like there's anything wrong in that. But
okay, yeah,
I have a question.
That was basically what.
But like, why do you support Trump?
No, I don't. I just wanted to say that. That's it. You can kick me out.
All right, man, listen, I appreciate that, but like I also really don't like it when people like I've said to the last 2 guests, try to like manipulate me just to stay on the live, even though you're aware of the rules set. Like it's just like, bro, like why are you pushing me around like that? It's not fair, you know. But we're gonna move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Just give us a moment to get that next guest up in here. What's going on? Do you support Trump, Natalie? We'll go ahead and give Natalie here around 5 seconds to respond. It doesn't look like Natalie is here, so we are going to go to kick Natalie and move on to the next guest. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat if you support Trump and you'd like to come up here and debate. Y'all go ahead and drop a MAGA accompanied by your age down below in that chat if you support Trump and you'd like to come up and debate. Also, Bella, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I really appreciate that. And then let's see your Brandy with the $5 over on PayPal. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. And John with the $10 over on PayPal saying thank you for spreading so much positivity. I appreciate you for the love, John. What's up, Carlos? You support Trump?
Hello?
Hi. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you?
I am 66.
Yeah, what year are you born in?
1966. Sorry, 1959. Nigger, faggot, nigger, 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 nigger,
Just
nigger,
came
nigger.
up here to say the N-word. Okay, all right. My apologies, you guys had to hear that. Yeah, it looks like more Trump supporters are curious, are wanting to come up here and say slurs than they are to debate me. Okay, moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We're going to try to get that next guest up in the box right now, everyone. Give us a minute. We're trying to let a couple people in here. What's going on, Vino? Do you support Trump? Okay, Vino left. Phenomenal. What's going on? John and Shrey, do you guys support Trump?
Dean, I love you so much. I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate you for your kindness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And John isn't loading in. All right, yeah, this is great, everybody. Wow, the queue's super redeemable today. Just all these Trump supporters just ready and willing to debate. You know, once again, the silver lining is the fact that there's 20,000 people in here. Nobody wants to debate me. It speaks very loudly to how unpopular Trump is, truly. Don't listen to what the media tells you. This is a real-world test of over 20,000 people in the same space. And apparently we can't find one person that supports Trump that wants to tell us why. Abigail, thank you for the $10, saying my preferred name is Eve. Well, I apologize for calling you Abigail. Eve, thank you for the $10. Eve says, just wanted to congratulate you on being, well, I'm not going to read that. But thank you for the $10, Eve. Thank you so much. That is Eve. Incredibly kind of you. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest here. We got the next guest, Ava, loading up in the box. Let me know if you're MAGA down below in that chat. I will happily pull you up onto the stream. What's going on, Ava? Do you support Trump?
Hey, do you allow people who are not residents of the United States to debate with you real quick?
Yeah, but you can't vote. Not interested in debating you. We're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. The rules are, if you're in the queue, make sure that means that you're an American, you're at least 18, and you're ready and willing to come up here and have a conversation with me. Let's go and get that next guest loaded into the live right now, y'all. What is going on, Santa? Do you support Trump? Santa's not here. What about you, Jason? Are we going to strike out with you too, or are you here to debate?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, how old are you,
Yeah.
man?
I'm 31.
31, and do you support the loser in office? The loser in chief?
I
The-
do.
The failure in the Oval?
Yes, I do.
Oh, man, that's terrible. All right, well, tell us why. We'll listen.
All right. So I want to give you guys my justification on it. I'm an American here in Arizona. I'm in 2008. Obama was president, right? This is correct. Okay. Our gas prices were
I think so. Go ahead.
Okay. Our gas prices were $4 a gallon.
Wait.
That's a Democratic
2008.
president.
1 second. He was elected
Yes.
in 08, inaugurated in 09.
Okay. Okay. Point being, when he left office, gas prices were over $4 a gallon. Pure fact. Then when Trump came in, for his 4 years that he had, in my city, I had under $2 a gallon in gas. Okay. Then we had 8 years of Biden. Now we're back up to almost $4 a gallon in gas. So my hope is a repetition of that.
Wait. The national average for the price of gas in 2016 was $2.14 per gallon.
So that's like almost half the price of your $4 a gallon.
Who was president in
mathematically,
2016?
I don't have that answer for you. I'm just stating what I'm
when
telling.
Obama left office, gas was at $2.14 per gallon. And then he also just said 8 years of Biden, he only served for 4. So like every like numerical value.
I'm not super educated in okay, mind you, I'm not educated when it comes to timelines. I failed history, but you're asking me why I'm wanting to vote for Trump, not about
Why?
my education on history.
Okay.
Again, with Biden, we suffered in gas prices. This is correct. There's no doubt. We had higher gas prices with Biden.
Right.
We've had war. Tons of it. Now, that goes on either side. Now, again, I know you could sit there and go, yes, we've had war on either side. Okay. But I'm looking at resolution.
I'm sorry. What war did Biden put us in? Like the way Donald Trump wants to declare war in Iran?
See, here's the thing. There's a difference between passive and not doing anything and making us look like pansies, and being proactive and trying to have a solution and going, hey, let's just have a meeting and talk about it.
Wait, Trump doesn't want a meeting with Iran. He wants to bomb him.
Well, okay, well, that's not from my understanding because I watch Fox News. I'm not sure what you watch, man. Like,
Okay.
and I don't
Well,
know how pro-biased you are.
Let's
So
go over
I don't.
Let's go over the timeline. So here's a timeline of around the last 48 hours. Okay. So yesterday midday, Donald Trump left a G7 summit meeting a day early, told an emergency national security meeting in DC the moment he landed. Okay. So we know from New York Times that the topic of that emergency national security meeting was possibly using some of our bunker blasters to bomb a couple sites in Iran that Israel wanted to take out, but they didn't have the means to do it themselves. After holding that meeting, he then went on Truth Social and said that America controls the Iranian airspace, that everybody living in the capital of Iran should evacuate, and that we know exactly where their supreme leader is hiding, and that we could kill them if we wanted to, but we're not going to do it yet. And then today we are now waking up to the American military deploying F-22s and F-35 fighter jets to the borders of the region, and learning that he held another meeting midday to further consider his plan to use our bunker blasters to bomb sites in the country. So this isn't meeting at a table. Not to mention, he also said that he doesn't want a ceasefire. This is him actively involving ourselves in the war.
Okay. And I hear what you're saying. I do. But again, hear me out. Just comparing the last two presidents we have, since we're going to go from current recent times, I think personally, and we're just going to talk from personal perspective here, I'd rather have a guy that can complete his own personal thoughts on stage without reading a teleprompter than a guy who we have now. Biden physically and mentally could not be the president of the United States, of any country, really. Wasn't healthy to it.
Whoa.
This has been proven.
Wait. You'll take fascism domestically and war overseas compared to a guy that needs a teleprompter when giving a speech.
I don't believe you call it fascism. That's a really harsh term, my guy. No. Here's my problem with arguing with people.
Oh, wait. I'm silly.
Yes, because I'm in school. I work in a school.
Wait. The choice wasn't even in between Trump and Biden. No, stop. The choice was in between Kamala Harris and Trump.
Okay, but did they not run against each other? They did. So let's.
No, who was in the general election?
Biden and Trump ran against each other, my guy.
Who were the two options in the general election? Who was the...
You're talking about current? Yeah, the last election was Kamala Harris, but because what do you think? Biden had to fall out.
Right. That doesn't change that the alternative to Trump wasn't Biden, it was Kamala Harris. So when you make an argument of a lesser of two evils, right, obviously, right, that comparison is going to be between, well, if we didn't have Trump, who would we have? Okay, the answer to the question, if we didn't have Trump, then who would we have, is Kamala Harris. So when you're going to be making a comparison here, basically saying that, well, it's better this way than the alternative, you'd be making that comparison to Kamala Harris. Feel free to unmute. Click on your profile picture, click the icon of the mic, and feel free to unmute. While you're figuring out how to unmute, let me thank Salmon. Thank you for the $7 over on PayPal. I appreciate you so much for the love. Oh, it's Olive. Olive says, I was actually having a panic attack. Thank you so much. I positively, for the positivity, I feel a lot better now.
Figured it out.
Olive, that fills my heart with warmth and joy. We love you, Olive. Thank you so much for telling me that. It means the world. Thank you, Olive. As well as Willie, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Saying keep up the great work. Thank you for the love, Willie. Excuse me. And then Dorinda, thank you for the $40 over on PayPal. Saying love you. Quit sharing where you live. Yeah, I talk about Colorado a little bit too much, don't I? But Dorinda, thank you for the $40, guys. Let's get 400 Dorinda W's down below. That is Dorinda. Thank you so much. As well as Molly with the $5 over on PayPal, Patricia with a 10, and Gabriella with a 5. I really appreciate you guys so much for the love. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I would also like to show some very special love over to Max for the $5 over on Venmo. Then Aaron, thank you for the $15 on Venmo. That is ERIN. Thank you so much. And then Zoya or Z with a $5 on Venmo. And then Catherine with a 25. Thank you, Catherine, for the $25 over on Venmo. Everybody show some love to Catherine down below in that chat. They say, just found your streams and I love the work that you're doing. Please keep it up. We need more of you. Thank you for the love, Catherine. You're awesome. Huge shout out to you. As well as Bella with a $5 over on Venmo. And Alania with a $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. Alania says, Dean just serving cunt while talking about war with Iran. Well, I hope I'm not. Because I actually do want to kind of treat that with some seriousness. I hope I'm not detracting from that at all. But I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. But seriously, Alana, thank you so much for the $50. I really appreciate you so much for the love, guys. Let's get 500 Alania W's down below in that comment section right the hell now. 500 Alania W's. Thank you. That is ELIANA. Thank you so much for being here. And once again, if you're watching, you're like, hey, I want to support this Dean guy, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, on the link tree in my bio. All right, everybody. Also, Parker shot us a raid. That means that Parker will be joining us shortly. Who else is excited? Hell yeah, we're about to throw an awesome co-host for the next 2 hours. Cannot wait. So yeah, everybody, we're gonna have Parker up here in your ASAP. So let's give Parker a minute to join. Feel free to hop in that queue whenever you want, Parker. We'll get you up here. And let's go and get that next guest up in here right now. What's going on, Nate? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right, man. How old are you?
I am 25.
Yeah, for sure. Why do you support a president that's only hurt the world in the last 150 days?
Patriotism.
Okay, in order to be a patriot, does it mean that you support core American values?
No, I support Trump because of patriotism, because of his respect for our country. Like, you don't have to like him, that's fine. I appreciate, your view, whatever, that's cool. He is a patriot.
Okay, great. In order to be a patriot,
he looks out for us.
What is a patriot?
And our military.
I just want to run this argument.
And that includes you guys as well.
I'll be super duper quick. In order to be a patriot, do you need to respect core American values?
Yes, which I think he does.
Would you say that the American Constitution is a core American value?
I believe that the Constitution was written to be able to be rewritten.
To add it on to.
But
like when I say respecting the Constitution, I mean respecting the Constitution and its operations, including the operations of the Constitution to amend it.
Wait, I'm sorry. Could you say that one more time?
When I say is a core American value the American Constitution, I also mean like the parts of the Constitution that would imply that it's a living document that can be changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan, thank you so much for the Future City. I appreciate you for the love, DNAS. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Huge shout out to you down below in that chat. Okay, so in other words, if Donald Trump didn't respect the Constitution, he wouldn't be a patriot, right?
I mean, I think anyone that disregards the Constitution would not be a patriot.
Would you say that an example of maybe how somebody could disregard the Constitution is calling for the termination of all the rules, regulations, and articles found within it? And also, Dan,
no, because once again, that kind of bounces around the fact that we both agree that it could be rewritten and was left open to interpretation.
But that's not how you rewrite it. It's a living document because you could add to it through the proper legal channels, such as an amendment or like a Supreme Court ruling, right? Reinterpreting what already exists. But obviously,
yo. Thank you so much, Dance. I appreciate the leopard. Thank you, Dance. Dance in the comment section. Thank you.
Dance, that's so kind of you, bro. Huge shout out to Dance. So the Constitution, it is a living document that you could add to through the proper legal channels. But like obviously, just calling for the termination of it in its totality is not doing that. So it would be calling for its termination in its totality, like all rules, regulations, and articles found within it, be anti-Constitution. Buddy Nate? We're waiting on an answer to the question that I asked. Do we need Jeopardy music?
I think he's lagging.
So has he per-
you know what you need to do, Dean?
So
you need to record yourself doing that so that you can play it as like a soundbite.
Oh, I like that. I do like that a lot. Are you back, Nate? Oh, he is lagging really bad.
Did you not hear me?
Yeah, you were lagging really bad, but it sounds like the lag spike is over. So just to clarify, if Donald Trump called for the termination of all rules, articles, and regulations, even those found in the Constitution, he would not be an American patriot, right? And Dan's, thank you for the motorcycle. Holy shit, bro. You're being very kind today. Thank you, Dan's.
Just to be clear, he can call for it all he wants, but he hasn't pursued it. He hasn't tried that.
Bro.
He hasn't
Okay, Nate,
done
you're
anything to do that.
being
No.
I'm about to
Calling
kick
for
you.
something and saying something is completely different from actually doing it.
Wait,
That's what I'm trying to say.
Wait. If I call for the rape of children, but I don't actually rape children, am I a threat to children?
Okay, first of all, I was watching earlier, and you know, when someone else tried to go off topic, you were like, "Oh, I thought we were talking about Trump here." So how about we stay on topic? Because
it is
we
on
don't need
topic
none of
because
that
it
in this
demonstrates
conversation.
that if Donald Trump calls for the
That
termination
is
of the
not at all
Constitution,
on
but doesn't
topic,
actually
bro.
do it, he's still a
That
threat
is
to the
not at all
Constitution.
on topic. That's way off the topic of Trump. We don't need to be talking about pedophiles and children. Nah, dude, that's fucking weird.
Well, the conceptual analogy is as follows. So you said, well, if he doesn't actually
Yeah, I don't
do
give
it,
a fuck about your analogy. We don't need to talk about that, bro. You're a weirdo.
you possess the IQ of a second grader. Now you're getting pissed because I'm demonstrating that to over
I
20,000
possess
people
the
live.
IQ of a second grader. Yeah,
Of
okay.
course you do, because you
I
can't understand like a
possess
very simple
following
analogy.
a leader that supports American citizens. If you don't like this country, get the fuck out.
Oh, buddy, I think that you should get out because you support a leader that explicitly called for the termination of the Constitution in December of 2022, and you don't care. You still bow the knee. Holy fuck. Like, step on me harder, daddy. Like, where's that one fucking picture? Let me get it up here. Nope, that's Abrigo Garcia. There it is! Shut me harder, daddy! Donald Trump loves America! Donald Trump is an American patriot. I don't care that Donald Trump explicitly called for the termination of the Constitution. Tread on me harder! I don't care that Donald Trump tried to rig and change the outcome of a federal election when calling for the termination of the outcome of the 2020 election. Tread on me harder! He's an American patriot. I don't care that he's explicitly violated the Constitution 5 times. Yo, thank you so much for the leopard dance. Shout out to Dance down below in that chat. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Dance. I don't care that Donald Trump has explicitly called for the termination of the Constitution 5 times since getting in office, and then when SCOTUS has ruled against him, he's said that he doesn't give a fuck. Tread on me harder. I think that Donald Trump is good for American citizens, even though he's reducing the after-tax income of 80% of them with a BBB, and it's costing our government $4 trillion to do it. Tread on me, daddy, okay? And let's also not forget, right, about how he raped Eugene Carroll, committed 34 felonies, sending American troops into war in the Middle East for no goddamn reason, even though Bush did it for 20 years and fucking failed. Tread on me harder. Oh my God. Okay, I just hate it when we have these fake American patriots coming up onto this live, acting as the fascists is nothing more than exactly that. They want to paint him to be the glorious vicar of the Constitution, even though if he was alive in 1776, he would be at the end of the barrel of the American settlers in the Revolutionary War because he thought he was a king, right? And I can't do it. I can't do it, man. It's so delusional. And you really pissed me off there at the end when you said, if I don't like this country, I should leave. No, I love this country so much that I'm willing to spend 4 hours a day talking to people like you, trying to convince you that it is the right and that it is MAGA and that is Trump who is destroying this country.
Let me just say, though,
for another
when I said I
Holy
support
shit.
Trump, that includes you. When I said I wanted this country
Thank
to
you,
be
Dan.
safe, that includes you. That's the difference between me and you.
Thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate it. So
We're
anyway, so
advocating
there's
for the country to be safer for you as well. What you're not understanding is that undocumented immigrants coming to the country isn't making us safer, right? What's making us actually, right, less safe is people like Donald Trump being in office that explicitly creates a culture where it's inviting of more people specifically and accepting of more people who have assaulted women, right, have been held civilly liable of it and are accepted now in their communities because Donald Trump has, made it more acceptable within communities for people like that to be accepted. You understand that, right?
Okay,
That's a
but can I say
byproduct,
this really quick?
right? Or him going up to 10-year-old girls saying he's going to date them in 10 years, or him bragging about walking into the changing rooms of girls at Miss USA because he quote unquote owns the place to inspect them without
All right.
consent. Whereas
All right,
an
but let me say
18-year-old
this,
came out and
Parker.
said there was
What
4
about-
girls as young as 15 years old. That
What
type
about
of
transgenders
that
and
type of
women's
social
sports?
behavior.
Let's talk about that.
Oh my! You see how he can't address anything that I just said?
No,
Do you see
no,
how
I'm-
that
I'm
culture?
trying to.
Do you see how?
Okay.
Do you see how him
You
engaging
want
in
to
those
talk about
actions
inter-America being
promotes?
like that? Look at
Please,
Iran.
please.
They would mutilate and murder people for not believing in Allah. If you believe in any
can't
other
even-
kind of
Allah,
religion, they would
did
drop
you hear
a nuke
anything that I said? Did you hear anything that I said?
I did.
What did I
And
say?
that's literally what's happening in Iran right now. Everything you just said is what's happening in
Iran.
Iran right now.
So
It's been happening there for centuries.
Actually, no. There were definitely in the
Oh my
past
God.
points in time in Iran specifically where there were like significantly greater levels of freedom, and actually because
Yeah,
of the
same
West
with
invo-
Afghanistan, but that was what,
and because of the West
150
involved
years
and
ago?
because of the West involvement within the context of the Middle East, it's destabilized the region, which has led to more authoritarianism in places such as Iran. So
Exactly.
actually,
So
what
it's
you
not-
don't know. Oh my God, this guy's not listening.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, Nate, let's slow down real quick, bro. You said this about Iran, which apparently justifies we're in the Middle East now. But you also said that this was also true of Afghanistan.
We're not in the Middle
listen,
East, but
listen,
yes.
listen. Yeah, we actually are. We actually are. Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're
As of-
there, but we're
Nate,
not there. We haven't
stop,
put our
stop interrupting. Yes, we have. Okay. As of
We have not put our feet down.
Nate, you gotta stop, bro. You gotta stop. You gotta stop
I'm
interrupting
not
me.
saying you do the same thing.
Dans,
though,
thank
dude.
you so much for the flying jets. I appreciate you, as well as for the 2 leopard Dans. You're so fucking kind. Thank you so much.
All right, but go
Dans.
ahead. I'll let you say what you guys. I'll be quiet.
Okay. Stop being a child. Seriously, stop it. Okay. You said that we're not in the Middle East. As of
Look
this,
at the tangent you just went on there. You're calling me
okay,
a child?
you're doing it again. Yes, I am calling you a child. Do you need me to forcefully put the binky in your mouth because
They
you
do
are
look
crashing
like
out
jets.
and you cannot control
Oh,
yourself? Do you
Yes,
need that?
He does need the
Crashing
binky.
out, yeah.
Do you need that? Okay. I'm gonna
crashing out.
mute you in 5. Yo, Cam, thank you so much for the speed beast. Thank you, Cam. You guys are being so kind today. Okay, good. I'm gonna continue with what I'm saying. All right. So the first thing that you said was that we are not in the Middle East. That is false. As of this morning, Reuters has reported that we have deployed a lot of large military resources, artillery and ammunition of the likes of F-35 fighter jets in the region on the border of Iran, awaiting upon Donald Trump's approval, right, to strike a handful of locations with bunker busters. So that's not true. But this also isn't what I was talking about, because what I said here is you said it was justified for us to go into Iran, or at least for Donald Trump to consider it, because you think that they mistreat people in the country. Now, you also said that this was true of Afghanistan and Iraq, which is where Bush went in the early 2000s. So did you think that the war in the Middle East that Bush started was justified because you think individuals were mistreated in those countries?
I didn't say Iraq, but I did say Afghanistan, and I never said that I was 100% on board with Afghanistan.
Okay,
just because
so you're
I
against that,
support the
right?
current climate. I don't know. I wasn't alive, or I wasn't old enough to comprehend what was
Nate,
actually going on.
thank you so much for the racing debut. Thank you so much, Nate. Holy shit, you guys are going crazy in Ava with a game bow. Wait, are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Were you old enough to comprehend Jesus' resurrection 2,000 years ago?
I'm sorry, 2000 what ago?
Were you alive and old enough to comprehend Jesus' resurrection 2,000 years ago?
Nope, but I feel it in my heart.
Right. So you don't need to be alive while something is happening to understand that it happened
In
and to
terms
make
of
a
war,
judgment
absolutely.
or if it was good or bad. Wait, really?
And well, one, I'll say this: I don't think any war is good, and I've always stood on that.
Wait. So if you think that you have to be alive during a war in order to make a judgment about the war, I mean, how do you feel about like Hitler's like war directed towards every other country in the European continent?
Yeah, I mean, like I
Was
said,
that bad? Can you make a judgment there?
With any war.
Okay, so you can make
Yeah,
a
I
judgment
mean,
there. So you don't need to be alive.
Hitler
So
was
then,
absolutely
so they make a
psychotic
judgment.
who thought he had some grand master plan.
So then make a judgment about America's war in the Middle East. Was it good or was it bad?
Afghanistan wasn't old enough to support it. Probably wouldn't if I was. Iraq
I'm
wasn't
asking
old
you.
enough to support it. But here's the thing:
I'm
I
asking
didn't
you.
support it. I wouldn't.
Nate, you are like
Go ahead.
you have to have like the IQ of like a rock in order to misinterpret what I'm asking you. I'm not asking you if you supported it at the time. You like, do you really, truly, right, in your heart, in your brain, think that I'm asking you to reflect on when you were shitting in diapers, to do a complex geopolitical analysis on global tensions and involvement of America in wars overseas? No, that's not what I'm asking you. That's obviously not what I'm asking you. It's very obviously not what I'm asking you. What I'm asking you is very simple, right? From your position today, right? Do you support war in the Middle East that Bush had started?
I do not support any war. I do not know how many times I have to tell you that.
Okay, so then you don't support Donald Trump's involvement in the war in Iran and the potential direct involvement of declaring war on them ourselves.
No, I do not support innocent people dying on either side. But I do understand the conflicts and the risk that is out there if they were able to create nukes. If they were able to come into our country. I mean, like,
Dan, thank you. Thank you for the lever. Thank you so much, Dan.
Terrible repercussions that the entire world could face if that happened.
Okay.
Now, look, I'm
so
not even
then
saying,
why do you
hey,
support
we
Trump
should
even though he pulled us out of a deal with Iran that prevented them from further development of their nukes?
See, here's the thing though. So he gave them, I don't know how recent this was. You know, if you do, great. He gave them 60 days.
Shut up. You're not answering my question. I'm talking about the nuclear peace agreement that he pulled out of in 2018 under his first administration.
What's up, Christian?
To prevent Iran
up,
from
Christian?
creating nukes, because I'm not familiar with what you're talking about.
Yo, Dance! Dude, Dance, you're going crazy today. Thank you so much for the leopards, man. Show some love to Dance down below in that chat, bro. Seriously, you're going nuts. Thank you so much, Dance. You're awesome. A huge shout out to Dance and also Christian saw you in the chat.
So,
You're doing well, man.
so you said that was to prevent them from creating nukes, or
Yeah, we had a nuclear peace agreement that we'd enter into with Iran under Obama that Trump pulled us out of. Miles.
Okay, so what you're basically saying is by Trump pulling us out of that, he gave them the opportunity essentially to build nukes.
Yes, Miles, thank you all so much for all the galaxies. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
actually, if you look at their level of enrichment, they've increased significantly since the nuclear peace agreement that they had prior. So actually, like that was the only thing limiting them from increasing access to nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
And then Donald Trump pulling us out of that just essentially led to them getting nuclear weapons. So not only is Donald Trump a result as to the reason as to why we're in this place in the very first place, but actively the actions he's engaging in are involving us in the conflict even more. So like this is just straight like Israel first. This is not America first by any means. This is the same type of justification that Bush used. Weapons of mass destruction. They're specifically just to be able to go in and invade.
Miles,
Same
thank you.
justification that he
Bush
was
was
disagreeing with when he was in 2016 and he was on the debate stage. He was like, "Oh, they said there were weapons of mass destruction and there wasn't mass destruction. I'm anti-war, right? There weren't wars under my first administration." Yet now we see in the administration that he's actively doing things to cause war. Right, so like you should be against him on this. This should be like an eye-opening wake-up moment for you of like, wow, he totally conned me. He's absolutely not doing what he said he's going to do, and he's doing the complete opposite.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, I'll say this. Like, I am not with him on war. Like the bare grounds of war, I am not on. I never have been. I think it's the most pointless shit that has caused detriment to multiple.
So then why do you
civilizations.
support him
But-
even though he might start war in the Middle East? Why do you still support him?
Okay, one, let's back up. There's no starting it from him at this point. It's already started. It's been
What?
started. No, him personally, he can't walk. Look, Israel and Iran have been launching
Wait, he
missiles. at each
personally
other for
involved
how long?
himself in the U.S. in this conflict. That was his decision,
Yeah.
right? He could have chose to not involve himself, and that's especially why there are plenty of Republicans
I'm
and people
getting
on the
there.
right,
Can I, like,
that are
finish
specifically
what I was
saying
gonna
he's
say?
doing wrong.
Right, you understand? Like we're talking about starting a war between America and Iran, not Israel and Iran. That one's already started. We're talking about a war that would be starting between America and Iran.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, just let me finish what I'm saying here, please. I'd appreciate it.
I'm
What
really
I'm
close to
saying
kicking
is-
you because you just don't make sense.
Oh my god, is that why you keep muting my microphone while I'm trying to talk, or like you're trying to make it seem like I don't make sense, or you're just not willing to listen to me like I sat here and listen to you guys respectfully?
Try to make sense. So why do you still support Trump even though you don't support the fact that he's?
I
probably
support
gonna
him
start
because at
war
the
in
end of the
Iran?
day, he will be protecting Americans and America.
Okay, so
That's the bottom line.
So
If they
I'm
got
sorry.
nukes in their hands, it would be the downfall of every country in the world. And that's the truth because of their beliefs.
Okay.
And that's
So
the simple fact.
So let me
Their
make this clear.
beliefs are terrible.
Okay, I'm going to make this argument to you one last time. If you're not receptive to it, if you can't engage with it, I'm going to kick you and move on because you'll be wasting my time. You're saying that
All right.
So you're saying that you support him because he is protecting Americans by preventing Iran from getting nukes by possibly starting a war with him. This means that you think starting a war with Iran would be a good, justified thing to do, predicated.
I mean, I would assume he pulled out of the deal because
You know what? No, that's actually my final straw.
because
I'm gonna
Iran
kick you for
doesn't
that one.
have the material.
You know, I'm actually going to kick you for that one. That's right. I'm going to kick you for that one. Fuck you. Yeah. You know what? No, actually, fuck you. No, I told you I was going to kick you unless you were receptive to my argument. Then you interrupt me 4 fucking words in. Get the hell out of here. Literally, get the skedaddle. Let's go fucking douche. Get away. Run. Holy shit. Oh my God. Also, I thank you so much, everybody, for the very, very kind donations over on TikTok. You guys have been going nuts. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest right now, everybody. We're going to go to move on to the next guest right now. Parker, would you help us get that next guest up in here?
I got you. Priscilla, thank you so much for the $15. Thank you so much, Priscilla.
Dance! Thank you for the Future City, my man.
Hey, yo, which one of y'all said the N-word?
That was me.
Why you racist?
I'm not racist.
You are racist.
No,
You
no,
Democrat.
because listen. I said the N-word when I was a lot younger than I am today. And since
So, alright, so you
no,
can say- you can be racist, but Trump's still racist?
No, listen to what I'm saying. Allow me to finish. Okay, so
Alright.
when I use the N-word, I was a whole lot younger than I was today, and a significantly different person than who I am today. So I've undergone a lot of change in my own character, the way that I interact with the world around me, the issues that I perceive in society, and I've held myself accountable for my prior actions. And in fact, this is something I'm very public about because I want to demonstrate that it is possible for people to become better. And for everybody in the chat, like, oh wait, what? Like this is something that I've always been very public about. This is very public information.
So you can change not being racist. You went from racist to not being racist.
Precisely.
But I thought I thought you can not be racist, but how Trump was
Wait,
racist.
when has Donald Trump ever acknowledged his racism, his bad behavior, and
He's
tried
never
to
racist.
actively
He
do
never said
better
the
as a
N-word in
really?
public or
Wait,
never
wait,
said the
wait.
N-word.
In public is a crazy thing to say. One, two, in terms of that. Secondly, like he literally didn't rent to black people in the 1970s. He called for the execution of the Central Park Five after they were exonerated based upon DNA
That's all
evidence.
false.
He popularized the
That's all
birther movement,
false.
saying that Barack
That's
Obama
all
was born
false.
in Kenya with no sufficient evidence when there's a birth certificate of him born in the United States. He also said that Kamala Harris turned black. He said that Haitian immigrants were eating cats and dogs with zero evidence just because he saw a video.
Do you know
of-
any Haitians?
of-
Do you know any Haitians?
do I? Yes.
Do you know?
And-
Yeah, no, like no,
So
for real. Like,
does-
do you know the ones that are like literally straight from Haiti?
Wait, does that matter?
Because you don't know nothing. But anyways, look.
Wait. Does
So-
that
so
mean
you
that?
can
Wait.
be-
To
so you
clarify,
can
does that
be-
mean that
so
like?
you could change?
Wait. Does that mean that you shouldn't allow Haitians into the country
No, I never
because
said that.
you don't
You're
know
putting
someone who's
words in my
Haitian?
mouth. You're putting words in my mouth. I never said that.
So then, why would you even bring that up as an
I'm
argument?
just saying. Do
confused.
you know any?
Is that even an argument?
I'm asking you. Is yes or no question?
No, I don't know anyone specifically.
All
that,
right. So
that
how
just,
do you know if it's true or not? Then
what? Because we have data and we have media
Data?
reports.
Wait.
Yeah.
So, what Parker? What claim are you making?
All I was making a claim that like Donald Trump saying that like Haitian immigrants were eating cats and dogs was something with no sufficient evidence,
Oh.
and he said that because I don't know any Haitian immigrants, right? Specifically that specifically come from Haiti, right? Is the case that like I couldn't know that.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and like explore that a little bit. So right, like I mean, let's just explore what the possible outcomes are. So he can know that they're not eating cats and dogs based upon a lack of evidence for that. The burden would be on the individual accusing or making the positive claim to demonstrate that the claim is true. And then B, like you could know like a singular individual from that's Haitian that isn't eating pets, but this doesn't mean that other individuals that are Haitian aren't eating pets. Like I don't know your argument, but the summation of it is there's no evidence for the claim.
exactly. So we don't know if they were or not doing it, right?
Oh well,
But no, we do know that it wasn't like that. That the claim. that he
Are you
was making
sure?
Yes, because he was making a claim about sorry, there's a leopard.
Dans, thank you for the leopard. I really appreciate you for your kindness. Shout out to Dans, y'all. Shout out to Dans.
Yeah, he was making a claim about a specific video, right? That was someone from Canton, Ohio, right? But the reason why he assumed that they're Haitian immigrant is because they're black.
Okay,
So
I want to
that's
change. I
why-
want
that's
to
why I
change the
was saying
thing.
it's
You guys
racist.
supported. You guys supported the
Wait.
the
I don't
Russian.
I don't
and,
want to change it. I don't want to change it yet. Okay.
No, I want to change it.
No,
listen, you guys
no, because you call me racist. Okay, all right. I haven't had a chance to talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I've
Oh,
been
yeah, my
I've been
bad.
letting
That's
you. I've been
Yeah,
letting
that's
you
what
talk
I'm
to
saying. Though.
Parker.
Like, why are you racist?
Okay, all right. So let's go over it because I wanted to have a chance to talk about that since it's about me. Okay.
Yeah.
So I condemn the
I like
fact-
talking about you.
So I condemn the fact that when I was 14, I used the N-word. Okay. In fact, right, it's been the shift in who I am as a person, going from being right-leaning and viewing the usage of said terms as acceptable into no longer holding on to those beliefs through like resources, education, critical thought that incentivized me to even start doing these live streams in the first place, close to 2 years ago at this point, right? That's why I do what I do, because I think that people are capable of change. And because I think that people are capable of change, I think that people are capable of changing the world for the better, right? Now, right? If
What
you're
made you
calling
change
me
your
racist, critical thought, right? The same thing that I inspire on live. But I want to ask you now, real quick. I think when you call me racist, you're just simply rage baiting. All right, and I'm going to show
you
you.
are
I'm
racist.
going to show you to be provocative rage baiter with one simple question that's going to absolutely gag you. Okay, are you ready?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. You're either not going to respond and repeat your original claim. If you do that, you've been gagged. You're either just going to not respond and call me racist again, or you'll give a disingenuous answer, like once a racist, always a racist. And if you do that, you'll be gagged. But if you give a genuine answer, you'll concede the claim. Watch this.
Okay.
You're calling me racist, sir. How do I stop being racist?
You can't.
Yeah, guess what? I literally just said that that's exactly what you would do. That's exactly what you would say. I walked you like a dog, and that
No,
shows
you
that you're
didn't.
nothing more than a provocative rage baiter.
But you can't.
And I'll
You
prove
can't
it.
stop being
So
racist
if you
that's who
can't
you are.
stop
That's
being...
who you are.
Wait. If you
Just,
can't...
I'll
Right.
respect you more if you just
Right, right. So if you can't, if you can't stop being racist, how come you support a racist? If you can't stop being racist, then because Donald Trump called all black people lazy in 1992, he's still racist today. Why do you support a racist?
That's not racist though.
Wait, if it's if it's not racist to call all black people lazy, why is it racist to say the N-word?
Is it racist because I'm Puerto Rican, right?
Wait. No, you're going to answer my question. You're going to answer my question. Honestly, I'm going to ask a better one. Define racism.
Look, bro. Listen.
No, I'm not listening to shit. You're going to define racism, little boy.
Yo, why you mad?
Oh, I'm just assertive because I want to answer my question.
You too frail to be assertive.
Fail to be assertive?
Yeah, frail, breakable.
Breakable. Yeah. Big talk for a small man. Now answer my question.
Big talk for a small man.
Define racism.
Define racism? I don't want to because I know you racist.
Okay, so if you can't define racism, then how do you know something that you don't know what
That's
it is?
just a stupid question.
Okay, then do it. Answer. Define racism.
I don't want to. I don't want to answer it.
Oh wow, look at that provocative rage baiter doesn't even know what the terms that he's using.
I do. You could, if you follow me, Trump troll everybody. That's my other thing because these people.
All right, so let's
Trump troll 973.
If you could do it, let's hear the definition. What's the definition of racism?
You know, these liberals be taking lives down for Republicans.
So are Trump supporters that fucking stupid that they can't even define?
Nah, you can't even know. You don't even know what a woman is.
I'll define woman if you could define racism.
Define a woman. If you define a woman, I'll define racism.
No, because I asked you the question first.
No, I want you because if
do you think that you run the live, little boy? Do you think that you run the live? No, fuck no. I asked you the question first, and then I told you that I actually would define the term woman if you define the term racism.
I will define racism if you define what a woman is.
I'm sorry. Who do you think holds the power here? Is it me or you?
I'm just chilling.
Right. It's me. It's me because this is my live. So not only because this is my live, but also because I asked you the question first, I'll be asking you to define racism. And if you can define racism, I'll tell you what my definition of a woman is. Now, if you can't do that, I'm just going to drop you. I'm going to revoke your 5 minutes of fame and then move on. And in around 45 seconds from the point in which I drop you, everybody will forget about your existence. So one last time, define racism.
No, this is all I needed. Thank you very much.
Cool. I guess little bro can't define racism. Thank you so much for coming up here and being a provocative, performative rage baiter with an IQ lower than that of my family pet. All right, moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Like I said, give it 30 to 45 seconds. Everybody will forget he exists. We're going to go to get that next Trump supporter up in the box literally right now, y'all. Everybody just do be patient while we're getting them up here, y'all. Everybody just do be patient while we're getting them up here, y'all. If you're a MAGA, make sure to hop in that queue. We'll get you up here, y'all. We'll get you up here. Hey, what's going on? Do you support Trump?
How's it going? Yes, I do support Trump.
How old are you?
18 years old.
Wait, you're born?
Oh my God, bro! I've been in all day. I just want to talk to you.
All right, that's
that's very unfortunate.
Would you actually help get an next guest up here while I think a couple people? David, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. Saying, Dean, you're a legend. Thank you so much, David. David also says, I'm a surgeon. Let's pull it up here. Looking for it really quickly. Oh, there it is. Dean, you're a legend.
Dean,
I'm a surgeon.
It's acting really weird, like the stream. I'm sorry to cut you off. It only says there's 12 guests.
Okay, it's also showing that on your end. Okay, then I'll load them up. What's up, P2 and Chase? Are you guys MAGA?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
25.
Great. All right, Chase, we'll have a and he left.
They both left. I'm just confused. There's 20,000 people in here, and there's only 12 guests. Is like insane.
Dans, thank you so much for another leopard. Dans, you've been incredibly kind today. I really appreciate you for your kindness and your generosity. Would you guys please show some love to Dans down below in that chat? And while we're getting
I can get up for you.
Cool.
Yo.
Well, I guess we should ask him. What's up, Adam and Veal? Do you guys support Trump? Veli.
No.
Okay, so Adam doesn't. Goodbye, Adam. What about you, Veli? Do you support Trump? Okay, he doesn't either. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and read off the message from David. Once again, let's get 500 David W's down below in the chat for the $50 donation on Venmo. Saying, Dean, you're a legend. I'm a surgeon and love that you hold him accountable for cutting Medicaid and Medicare. I'd really love it if you could press him in these moments to express what Trump's actual healthcare policy is because he has absolutely none. Sure, yeah. I mean, I think that that's been overshadowed by other things, but I think it's important to continue to talk about. So I'll make sure I put more mental focus on bringing that up. Thank you so much for the $50, David, as well as Emily with the $10 on Venmo saying W Dean. Appreciate that, Emily. Condra with the $10 saying you bring inspiration and passion every day. Thank you for the love, Condra. And Evelyn with the $10 saying I've been here since 2023. I just wanted to say I'm proud of how far you've come. Evelyn, that's awesome. You're an OG. Thank you for the $10. And then Zoya Z once again with a 9. Kelsey, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Kelsey says you aren't just teaching MAGA, you're teaching us all. Kelsey, there is a lot of educational content in these lives outside of the direct conversations that I'm having, and that is so incredibly kind of you to donate $20. Thank you, Kelsey, guys. Let's show some love to Kelsey down below, as well as Natalie, also with the $20, saying they've moved the goalpost so many times that the goalpost should file for a restraining order and go to witness protection. Dude, they've fucking moved that goalpost so many times, dude. It is unreal. Natalie, I appreciate you so much for the love. As well as I would like to thank super duper quickly Jessica with a 15 over on PayPal. Thank you for the love. Charlotte and Felicity both with a $7. Thank you so much. Sandra with a 2 and Zoya with another 20. Thank you so much for the love, Zoya. Guys, I want to get 200 ZWs, as well as, oh my God, Christian. Thank you so very much for the $200 donation over on PayPal. Dude, I do not deserve that at fucking all, okay, dude? I do not deserve that at all. That is so incredibly kind. So while we are hopping into this next debate, please show some love to Christian down below in that comment section, literally right now. Thank you so much, man. That is so incredibly kind. Show some love to Christian. Thank you so very much, man. 2,000 Christian W's. And that is all for now. What is going on, Alexander? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay. What time is it?
3:10 p.m.
Cool. Were you up earlier?
Yeah, I was up earlier. I left the stream on my phone and then I got kicked. So
I'm gonna assume if I kicked you, then I probably had good reason. We're going to move on to our next guest. We got JP loading up in the box for the 19.3 thousand people watching live, guys. Make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen. And if you're like, hey, this thing, guy's cool, I want to support him, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms compared to like 30% of the proceeds here on TikTok or YouTube Super Chat. What's up, JP? Are you MAGA?
I'm not sure.
You're not
Gelada,
sure?
Take the $5. Thank you, Gelada.
Okay. Well, I mean, honestly, if you're not sure on what your position would be, this is definitely a good place for you to be. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got Phil loading up in the box. Daniel with a $1 on Venmo calling me racist. I'm going to take that dollar and donate it to Planned Parenthood in your name, David. Take that, buddy. What's up, Phil? You support Trump?
I do.
Okay. You sound quite far away from your microphone. Can you come a little bit closer to your microphone?
Well, I got my Bose headset on. Is that any better?
Honestly, if you take the headset off, it'll make the audio quality a lot better. Is that something you might be able to do?
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'd like to thank the Encrypted Afro for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat saying, as a black man all my life, if somebody recognized their bad character, the last thing I'd do is belittle them for that change. Well, he was bad faith. He wasn't doing that in good faith, but I appreciate you for the love, the Encrypted Afro. All right, Phil,
how's that?
10 times better, bro. 10 times better. Take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
I support Trump because the Democrats sucked ass this last election, and I don't think he's going to be able to run for a third term, and I think he's a fucking psychopath, and sometimes we need that.
So you want a psychopath to be in the position of presidency? You want someone you think is wildly insane to be in the position of presidency? Someone you probably would see as detrimental?
Well, there's this thing called checks and balances, and yes, he has a lot of power in the executive branch as the head of the executive branch, but we've had a long time of good presidents, Obama mostly, but we need sometimes strength, and sometimes strength is that psychopath. I support the war in Iran. I support the war.
What?
You support the U.S. going in and like literally invading Iran?
Okay, name one good reason why you would support that.
They're non-nuclear, and we can invade them all we want and re-educate them and stop them before they become nuclear. You said something earlier.
Wait, what do you mean by re-educate them?
Isn't that what Hitler did?
Yeah, that's what Hitler did.
Do you support Hitler?
I don't support Hitler, but
you support what Hitler did?
What? So Hitler did a lot of things. Okay, he did the Autobahn. Okay, he created Volkswagen. There's a lot of things that Hitler did that you could say that was a good idea, and then say Hitler's a piece of shit at the same time. It's not like his ideas were original.
Yeah, but like they're definitely invading other countries, killing their people, and forcefully re-educating them. That's going to be in the piece of shit Hitler things did category, right?
There's a shitload of piece of shit Hitler things that
Right, but
that
that's
Hitler
going to be
did.
that's going to be in the piece of shit category, right?
Yeah, but there's a ton of things. The piece of shit category is
Right, but would that piece
far,
of shit
far-
category like include killing people in a country, invading them, and
Yes.
forcefully re-educating them?
Depends on.
Well, this guy's just crazy. Hey, Parker, have fun. I'm
No.
gonna go pee real quick.
I'm
I'll be
not
right
crazy.
back.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'll be
Don't-
back in like a
don't-
minute, everybody. Parker's gonna take it from here. This guy's just lost the fucking plot. BRB.
I'm not having lost the plot. You just don't want to look at the argument. It's a tough argument to take on.
It's not a tough argument. What are you
Well,
talking about?
Well, so I support Iran, but I also support his
Iran.
Iran,
Wait, so again,
Iran, fine.
yeah.
Whatever.
So okay, so
No, I also support his immigration. By the way,
I have a question. Are you okay with defending Ukraine?
Yes.
So then you disagree with Donald Trump cutting the funding to defend Ukraine.
I think that he's doing it in different ways because Iran. I don't know why I have to pronounce it that way, but Iran.
It's Iran.
Well, it's whatever. It's whatever I say it is.
It's not whatever you say it is. But
It is. I mean, that's how language works, though.
no, it's not.
It totally is. If you look at the etymology and the history of language, things change their pronunciation over time, and that's what they become. So if it's Iran,
So can I just pronounce your name as much? Okay, Pill.
yeah, well, no, right. So if my name becomes Pill,
Your name is Pill. Your name is Pill.
if my name
say
becomes-
the etymology of Pill is going to be why I
if
call
my
you
name
Pill.
becomes Pill over a certain period of time, then I
Yep.
pronounce
Everyone
it
call him
Pill like
Pill.
everybody else
Everyone
does.
call him Pill.
You don't like these arguments, so you're
No, Pill. Keep
no,
giving us the
you're
argument,
resulting
Pill.
you're resulting in very juvenile arguments.
How? I'm not giving you any juvenile argument, Pill.
You are.
Well, yeah, you said you,
Right,
again
you're
based on the
going-
etymology,
you're
we can
going-
interpret.
you're
Wait,
going
you
to-
said based on the etymology,
You're
we
going
can
to-
use it however the way we want. We can say it however we want.
Guys,
Okay, Pill.
what's
You
going
can.
on? What's going on?
Well, he's
what's going on?
attempting to call me Pill to shame my name because he thinks that Iran versus Iran.
No, he was making it. He was making. No, he was just like randomly making a big issue and being like, "Why do I have to say it a different way?" I wasn't
didn't
even
say
saying
it like that.
Hey,
I don't
hey,
even. I don't even
I'm
think I
older
like.
than you. I
Hey,
don't
hey,
think
Phil.
you should.
Hey, Phil. Would you prefer Parker call you Phil compared to calling you Pill?
I don't give a shit.
There's no preference whatsoever.
Actually, if you knew my last name, and I'm sure you can look it up, then you would know that I've been made fun of enough.
All right, that's just disingenuous. So we're gonna move on. Obviously, individuals would have a preference to be referred to by their proper name. So we're going to move on to the next guest. At this point, everybody, if you're watching the live, guys, make sure that you're double tapping on that phone screen. Apparently, we're getting a little bit of a lag spike over on TikTok, guys. Just wait it out or swipe it in and out. If you could hear me, wait it out or swipe in and out of the stream. Yeah, it's just going to be an issue with the TikTok service. That should fix it. But let's get that next guest up in the box right now, y'all. So, yeah, we got Nick Turley loading up into the stream. While Nick is loading in, Marvin, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal, my brother. Marvin says, "Treading Me Harder was funny as fuck." Oh, yeah, that guy got dunked on, dude. Marvin, thank you for the $20, y'all. Let's get 200 Marvin W's down below, as well as Trinity saying, with a $15, saying, I love you. I love you too, Trinity. Thank you for the $15. Shout out to Marvin and Trinity down below in that chat. As well as shout out to John for the $10 over on Venmo. Thank you so very much, Mr. John. All right.
Can I thank two people real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we get some W's in the chat right now? Thank you so much, Kayla. I appreciate the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Kayla. As well as Daniel with the fucking $500 on Cash App. Give me some W's for Daniel in the comment section right now for the fucking $500 on Cash App. That's fucking crazy. Said, hey, send me Dean's Cash App if you have it. Dean actually doesn't have a Cash App. He only has a Venmo, PayPal, and a YouTube super chat and stuff.
Wait, so you can, Daniel, first of all, that's very, very kind. I have Venmo and PayPal. Now, if you want to support me over Cash App, but you only have Cash App, I mean, I'd assume that you could send it to Parker and then Parker can send it to me and write it off as a business expense. So like you're not paying taxes on that. Is that something you'd be okay with, Parker?
Yeah. I just don't like to do it all the time because if people would have to go through that. But yeah, if you can go through anything else, absolutely. But yeah, I would do that for you as well.
Yeah. That's very kind of you, Daniel. Anyways, what is going on, Nick? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Cool. Why do you support the worst president of your life?
I support him because I think he's the best leader this country could have had.
The best leader this country has ever had
No, we could have had.
Okay, why?
Well, Dean, he sent the 500 for you. So.
Oh my God, dude, it's Daniel, right?
Yes.
Daniel.
It is Daniel. W Daniel's in the chat
Daniel.
right now. W Daniel's in the
Daniel, dude, holy fuck, holy shit! Show some love to Dan, dude. 500, both to me and Parker. I want to see a spam of W Daniels down below in that chat for at least the next 20 minutes, guys. Show some motherfucking love to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Damn Daniel, down below in that comment section right now. I really appreciate that, man. Huge shout out to you.
W Daniel. At least like 500,000 W Daniels.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, for real. At least 500,000 W's for Daniel. At least 500,000 W's for Daniel. Thank you, man. I mean it. Thank you so much. Holy fuck. Thank you, Daniel. But anyways, no, Nick. So yeah, why do you think that Donald Trump was the best option?
Well, first of all, I think Hillary was a terrible option.
Dude, Kamala Harris, 2024. Get with the
I was
get
gonna
with the
go
times.
through I was gonna go through the different ones.
Now let's fixate on Harris. So
Yeah, that's fine. I just think Kamala Harris never did anything meaningful when she was in office.
Okay. Can you tell me one thing she did that you disagree with?
I don't think she did anything meaningful.
okay, let me ask you a question.
It's sort of just a waste of space, honestly.
Let me ask you a question. Can you name one thing that, let's see here, Mike Pence did as VP under Trump's first term?
I didn't like Mike Pence.
So you can't name one thing. Can you name one thing that Joe Biden did as VP under Obama's term?
Yeah, Joe Biden was big, and when he was in the Senate or when he was the VP.
When he was a VP, what's one meaningful thing that he did as Obama's VP?
Nothing.
Okay, now what about
J.D. Vance?
now what about Bush's VP?
I know nothing about Bush's
No,
VP.
what about Al Gore under Clinton?
Can I say J.D. Vance?
What about Al Gore under Clinton?
I thought we were talking about recency. You said the
We're
2020.
going back through every single VP in American history under the administration prior and those prior to the prior administration. And I'm asking you to name a meaningful thing that the VP did. Now, the reason why I'm asking you this question is like
I'm going
typically...
through J.D. Vance.
Typically, the reason why I'm asking you this question is because, like, the average American can't typically name meaningful things that vice presidents did when they were serving as vice president, right? They just simply can't. We don't know what they do. The average American isn't politically informed enough to know that. So, honestly, I find your reasoning why you didn't vote for Kamala Harris to be incredibly fucking disingenuous, because the same way you can't name a meaningful thing she did, you can't name a meaningful thing that any other VP in American history did, right? It's
J.D.
also
Vance.
important for me to point out here that she
Is
did do
J.D.
meaningful
Vance
things.
not the- J.D.
It's
Vance
also
not the-
important to point out that she did do meaningful things, such as influencing some of the most effective domestic policy that we've seen in modern American history, alongside Biden, such as the infrastructure bill, the Chips and Science Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, or the PACT Act. But you just simply don't know these things because you haven't educated yourself on them. So I'm going to go ahead and just cast that argument out the fucking window, labeling it as incredibly disingenuous. So try again. Why did you pick the rapist over the sorry, I can't fucking speak. The rapist over the lawyer, the fascist over the woman that supported the Constitution, and the warmongering idiot who wants to put us back into the Middle East over somebody that through diplomacy would have been better for global tensions? Take it away. Tell us.
And by the way, Dan with another. Oh my! Wait, holy shit! I don't even know. Did you send another $1,000 for 500 each? Oh my god! What is going on right now?
Daniel, dude, I don't deserve that. That is incredibly fucking kind of you. I thank you. Thank you so much, Dan. Like, I honestly, I don't even think I could like say it. I can't even like tell you how grateful I am for your incredible generosity, man. If you're watching right now, just know that I genuinely really appreciate you. That is fucking nuts. Like, I mean, that is insane. That is insane. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel, the man in the building. We really appreciate you for the love, dude. I want the chats to show so much love to Daniel with the $1,000 to each me and Parker. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Seriously. Thank you so very, very, very much. Huge shout out to Daniel. Jesus Christ, bro. Oh my goodness.
Actually crazy. Daniel, thank you so much. That's so fucking insane. W's, seriously, holy fucking shit. W's for Daniel in the comment section right now.
Dude,
that's fucking
seriously.
crazy. That's so fucking crazy. W's for Daniel. That is like so much fucking support. It's unbelievable. Seriously, I really cannot share how much I appreciate that. So fucking crazy. W's for Daniel in the comment section right now. Holy fucking shit.
Seriously, guys. W's to Dan. W's to Dan. Holy shit.
As well as Mary, thank you for the $15. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, we definitely will. We definitely will.
And Lilia, thank you for the $75 donation over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, Lilia. Oh my God. That is excuse me, Lilia with a $75. Thank you so much. Lilia says, please don't ever lose the fire kiddo. Lilia, that is so incredibly kind of you. While we're showing some love to Dan down below in that chat, also show some love to Lilia down below as well as Autumn. Thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Hannah, Hana, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Annika with the $10 and Mary with the $15. I appreciate that, you guys. Shout out Hannah, Annika, Mary, Autumn, Lilia, and fucking Daniel, guys. Thank you so much for the love. Now, we'll go ahead and recenter the debates. We'll get back into our conversation with Nick down here. Faith, thank you for the galaxy. But while we are, please show some love to the donors. Daniel, Lilia, all of them, including everybody on TikTok. I mean,
so crazy.
You guys have been so incredibly kind today. Like, it's honestly like a little overwhelming. I know that I don't like put that out too much because, you know, like half of my brain is just locked into debate mode. And
literally.
But just thank you guys so much. You guys have all been so incredibly kind today. Seriously, it's been insane. So I really love and appreciate you guys, and I want y'all to know that. So thank you guys so much. But Nick, if you want to take it away, we'll recenter the debate. Tell us why you support Trump.
As well as Shy Poop, thank you for the $10, and Condra, thank you so much for the $10 as well. Thank you.
Okay.
That's so horrific.
I think that another reason I support Trump is that under Biden, I think that America just looked weak. I think that people took advantage of that weakness. I think Russia especially took advantage of that weakness. And I think that we needed somebody back with a strong policy and just to bring America back to
What the fuck?
Did he get banned?
I didn't get a notification that he got banned. I don't know what happened. Okay, all right. I guess we'll move on to the next guest. I don't know what happened. He got booped. He got something happened. He got raptured. Maybe that's what happened. Okay. All right, we're going to try to move on to the next guest. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Donald J. Trump. Continue to show some love to Dan down below in the comment section, Mr. Daniel. And yeah, we're going to go to get that next guest up here. If you are in that queue, make sure that that means that you are indeed MAGA, that you do indeed support Trump. You are from America and you're at least 18 years of age. We'll bring you up here. Now, let's go to get that next conversation underway right now. As well as Brian. Thank you so much for the $13 over on PayPal. Shout out to Brian down below in that chat. Dan is the fucking man, dude. So real, Brian. That's all that Brian had to say. Shout out to Dan one more time. And Brian donating $13 just to shout him out once again. Thank you so much for the love. All right, moving on to the next guest, everybody. Let's go to get that
Oh,
next.
Dean, I'm lathering that ass up. I asked nicely yesterday, and you didn't accept. my
Never come
request.
back. Never come back again. Jesus Christ. All right. Woo! Have you guys ever taken like those smelling salts before at the gym? They really just get you like fucking zoned in. That's what that shit does to me. You know, I'm just loosey goosey debating Trump supporter. Somebody comes up here, sexually harasses me, and I'm like, whoa! You know, I'm in the zone. Holy shit. Dude, just stop that nonsense. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. All right. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Donald J. Trump once again. All right. And Caitlin, thank you so much for the $50 donation over on Venmo. Shout out to Caitlin down below in that chat. Katelyn says, you both deserve every penny that you guys make doing this. Keep going. We love you. I don't know. I don't know. But Caitlin, thank you so much for the $50. That is so much. I love you too, Caitlin. Thank you so much. Huge shout out to Caitlin down below in that comment section. And what is going on, Dota Hater? Do you support Trump?
Sort of. There's really two things that I wanted to talk about. One is my most sort of right-wing opinion, which I think you might be able to convince me out of.
One second. Parker, are you okay? You good, bro? Let me check on the homie real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Daniel, with another fucking $1,000 on Cash App for Dan's United on TikTok. I remembered. Oh my God, Daniel. Oh my Jesus fuck. I can't even. I actually. What the fuck is going on? Oh my God.
What the fuck? Dude! Daniel! Dude! Daniel! Bro.
Do you remember that one meme?
What? Damn, Daniel. That one.
That's what I was about to say. Oh my gosh.
I don't
Daniel.
Dude, thank you so much, Daniel. I don't even know what to say.
This is ridiculous. Seriously, like,
man,
I actually don't even know how to respond.
We appreciate you so much, bro. Like seriously, no, like Daniel,
dude,
Daniel, thank you for your kindness and your generosity. Like you're literally donating so much that when Parker sends me what you sent to him to send to me, like half of that, he's going to have to write it off as a business expense, or he's going to owe like an additional $500 at the end of the year in taxes.
Like, that's crazy.
Like, oh my God, that's crazy. That's that dude, Daniel. Like, thank you, Daniel. Thank you so much. And Parker, please. When you seriously, I'm telling you, when you send me half of that, do not forget to write it off as a business expense, or else you'll be paying.
I promise.
Like,
I will.
like another $500 in taxes at the end of the year. Seriously, Daniel, thank you so much, man.
Oh my God, Daniel. Jesus Christ, dude. I can't even respond to that one. Daniel wants to come up for 2 minutes. Can you add up Daniel, please?
Oh, of
Daniel
course.
with another fucking $500. I don't even know what's going on right now. I don't even know how to respond. I'm actually gonna like freak out right now.
Dude.
Oh my God.
With another 500? Are you kidding me?
What is going on?
Dude. Oh my God. Oh my God, Daniel. Okay. I'm looking for Daniel in the queue. Daniel, I'm trying to identify you. I'm not seeing.
I'll find him. I'm just. Oh my gosh, dude.
Well,
what is going on right now?
Remember, on your end, you only have access to around half of the queue.
Oh yeah, I can't even see. So.
Daniel, I need to know your screen name, and what your profile picture may look like.
Here, I'll message you.
Okay, then honestly, Daniel, do you just want to start spamming the chat? Daniel, just start spamming the chat. I'll try to find you. Oh, it's Dan's. Oh, it's Dan's. Yeah. I didn't even make the connection. That's Dan's.
Jesus Christmas. Yes, it's Dan's United. What's wrong? No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
So listen. I'll be quick because I know I've already ruined your show here.
You haven't
So-
ruined anything. Take your time, bro.
Ruined shit. Oh my gosh, Daniel.
But I wanted to say something about you guys and the very patient Trump supporter down there. I appreciate his patience. So I just wanted to say that to the both of you. I mean, actually, Dean, I just looked you up now because I found Parker, and then Parker sent me to you, like because he was going to your thing. And you both of you guys so young. It's really refreshing, and I'm excited about that. We need more people like you guys out there, and I understand like some of what you do may come across the wrong way, but I think you're doing it in a genuine way to try to help help people, even Trump supporters, understand what's out there, and so keep going, keep doing what you guys are doing. It's amazing, and I'll support you guys the best that I can, and just thank you. That's all I wanted to say. That's it.
Dude, Daniel.
Thank you,
listen.
man. Seriously.
Listen, before-
I seriously.
Before you drop, man, I it's not often that I get an opportunity to like personally like talk to the people that support me, and I have that opportunity with you, so I want to take advantage of it. Thank you for your kindness, man. Like see, like from my perspective, it's mind-boggling. It's something I can't compute it in my head. It will forever bewilder me. I don't get it, but it is so incredibly kind, so incredibly generous. I'm incredibly thankful and grateful for your support, just as Parker is, and I'm sure he'll want to say that himself. But it means the world, man. It truly means the world. It is so incredibly kind. Thank you so much, bro.
Of course.
Yeah, seriously, man. I really couldn't share it like out. Like I actually can't. I can't like express it. I don't know how to. And like the right way. I just want to say that I really appreciate it. Seriously. And like I genuinely appreciate you coming up. And also like I thought you brought like when you came up on the lives, you brought up things that were incredibly like important. I think you were like, incredibly smart as well. So Dan, I just want to say I really appreciate it as well. Like seriously, I want to see 1 million fucking W's for Daniel in the comment section right now for like the next fucking like 10-15 minutes at least.
No, that's not even necessary. I mean, I think W's for anybody else that sends support is more important. Honestly, I really do. I'm not just saying that. I truly mean that. And positivity is really one of the things that matters the most to me, because I learned that as I was developing my companies and stuff like that. That when you follow a positive mindset on anything in life, that's where you get ahead. And you guys are very positive. I mean, even though there's negative connotations with some of the interactions, it's not on your end, in my opinion, I guess. But so keep doing this, and keep letting folks that in our opinions, unfortunately voted for Trump, but keep letting them up there and showing them the respect. You let them speak, which is awesome, right? And yeah, you call them out when you have to. I mean, that's the name of the game. But we have to keep communication and conversation open. America is broken, and you guys are one of the ways that I think we can start to decrease the divide a little bit, because you're allowing conversation, and in a big way. I mean, look, you got what, 20,000 people, whatever it is. I mean, that's a lot of people listening, right? Whether they're pro-Trump and they do it because they want to get mad, right? That's the negative side, because negative sells too. We all know that Trump's the king of that, and Trump's not a king. Okay, I know they're doing that whole thing, but the main point is there's a lot of people that are here and engaged, truly engaged, and that to me is worth more than whatever the hell I sent. Okay, so keep it up. You guys are doing awesome, and I'm definitely here to support both of you guys. I mean, you know, I love Parker. I met him more recently, right? But I definitely now love Dean as well. All right, that's
I
it. I'll
appreciate
shut
you
up.
so much, man. Thank you so much.
Yep.
You have a good rest of your day, Dan.
W
You
Dan's
too.
in the comment section right now. Have a great
All
day,
right,
man.
kick me off, Dean. Kick me off, Dean.
All right, you got it, bro. Hey, man, have a good.
Oh, wait. One more thing. If I
Go
send
for it.
anything else, don't worry about it. Don't interrupt your show, okay? Because I feel like that's bad. So if I send anything else, don't even say anything.
Okay. I'll try to be quiet. I don't know if I'll be able to hold it in, but I just seriously, I appreciate.
All right, but just promise me that, guys.
Okay,
All right?
I got
Or else I'll
you.
stop. So don't do that. Okay? All right.
I got you.
All right. Ciao, guys. Bye-bye. All right. Kick me off.
Also, Dance, I dropped you a follow. I'm gonna send you a text after the stream.
Absolutely, man. I love that. Okay.
Have a good one, Dance.
All right. Ciao.
All right, Dota Hater. So we wanted to talk to Dan there. We understand that you've been patiently waiting.
it's no
and
problem.
We appreciate you for that. But overall, do you consider yourself a Trump supporter?
Full transparency, I wasn't completely, and I still wouldn't consider myself to be one exactly, but
God damn it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm legitimately sorry. I'm legitimately sorry.
Wait, no wonder why he was so patient.
Yeah, I'm legitimately sorry. But hey, maybe like hanging out on the stream in front of like a bunch of people was a little bit more fun than just watching from the comments. I don't know. I'm sorry, bro. We are only looking to talk to people that support Trump, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
That'd be fun though. Like they got to sit up on the live for so long.
Yeah. All right. All right, let's go to move on to the next guest here, everybody. Let's go and get the next guest up in the box right now, y'all. We're going to go get them loaded in right now, guys. If you are in that comment section, make sure that means that you support Donald J. Trump. All right, y'all, we're going to go to get that next guest up here right now. Okay. Yep, if you're MAGA, if you're at least 18 years old, you're from America, we'll get you pulled up here. We are going to go to get that next guest, OBS, loaded into the box as we speak. And yeah, I'll do that. Would you say that's good, Parker?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we're going to go and get that next one up into the box. Yeah, it's probably worth clarification on. All right, we're going to go to get Dustin loaded up into the box literally right now, everybody. Trying to get that next Trump supporter loaded in for the next debate, y'all. What is going on, Dustin? Do you support Trump? Hello? Dustin, hi. Are you here? Okay, Dustin's not here, so we're going to go to kick him. Do you want to try to help maybe pull somebody up from the comment section?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Moving on to the next guest. Here we are, everybody. Here we are. Right now. Phenomenal. All right. It has proven to be incredibly hard to get our next Trump supporter up here. Honestly, there's not that many people that seem to support Trump.
It doesn't really show like a lot of them. It only shows 18 for me. Like I don't know why it does that.
Yeah, it's doing that on my phone too. It's only showing me like the full guest requests off of my computer.
Oh, that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. What's going on, Gerald? Sorry for stuttering. Gerald and Rico. What's going on today? Rico, do you guys support Trump?
Dean, please go on a 2-man with me.
Get out of here. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We got Dylan loading up into the box. And Alexander, hey, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate that. All right, we got Laugh Off Shop loading up into the box right now, everybody. We got Laugh Off Shop loading up into the box. What is going on? Do you support Trump?
I do. I feel like he is the great white hope. I feel like he's done more for black
what the
people
fuck?
than anyone else.
What? What has he done?
Wait, come back. We want to talk. Where'd he go?
Freed Larry Hoover. He freed Larry Hoover. He let countless people out of jail. He made sure that if a pregnant woman was having a baby in jail, she ain't got to be handcuffed. And usually that's people of color.
Are you talking about the First Step Act?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a bipartisan bill supported by both sides. That's not unique just to one side.
I think that, but Donald Trump made that happen though. You got to understand that. So Donald Trump, he's a great man.
Wait,
You got to
actually,
understand that.
actually, that was something that was supported under like Obama's administration by Democrats, and specifically.
Who did Obama free? Because I know that when Trump got in office,
Wait,
he
hold
freed
on.
a
I'm
whole
just
bunch
let
of
me
black
just
people.
clarify. Let me just clarify. And Republicans wouldn't vote for it until a Republican was in office. So it's really just representative of the fact that Republicans wouldn't vote for that policy until they got some sort of political win from it.
So would you agree that the Republicans they move more with morals and with respect, and they try to build their family up, and they try
Really?
to do something that's
Really?
great.
I mean, Donald Trump cheated on every single one of his wives. That doesn't seem like building up a family.
Who hasn't
He
cheated?
also,
Who hasn't? If you looked at a woman in your mind, you had sex with her because she's beautiful, what's the difference?
What?
They're both sins.
what?
So they're both
I'm
breaking
sorry.
the boundaries.
You said everyone cheats. I've never cheated once in my life.
Well, if you looked at porn, you've cheated. If you looked at another woman, you cheated because in your mind you already had sex with her.
Hold up.
You were
Hold up.
detached from your woman, the woman that you love.
I don't
you were
necessarily
detached.
disagree with the first part. The second part, in terms of like you just seeing someone that you see as attractive isn't cheating. Like
Well,
if you
it
just walk
is, because
past
you
someone on
took
the
your
street
focus off
and
that woman.
no, if you walk past someone on the street and you just like literally look to the side and saw someone that was attractive, that's not cheating.
I feel like
That's not what cheating is at all.
Really
Like you don't know what
cheating, 'cause
cheating is.
in your mind, you had sex with
Finding someone attractive is not cheating. That's not cheating at all.
in your mind, you already.
Yeah, if
cheated
if I
on your
look
wife.
over and I
Your wife,
acknowledge that
actually,
someone's
you know how
attractive.
women are. First off,
that's-
you know how women are. So you looked at another woman and you're at the movies with your woman, and this beautiful girl sits next to you, and you look at her body. She's gonna be so upset that
Wait,
you would
wait.
glance.
Why would you be looking at it? Why would you be looking at that?
This person just sat next to you, so you're looking at the person that's sitting next to you, just being conscious of your surroundings.
Okay, so you specifically said looked at like someone's body, like you were
Well,
like,
because no, I'm saying this. I've been on dates with chicks. Now
women.
I see another
Real
woman
quick.
and I look.
Real quick, I apologize for interrupting you. I just thought, I know Dan, you're watching. Dan, I just sent you a DM. But anyways, take it away.
So I feel like Donald Trump, he is the great white hope. I feel like that he wants to build
no,
America.
can we go back to what you were saying? You were like literally just justifying like you were saying that like just literally
so I'm on a
finding
date
someone
with a woman.
attractive is
I'm on a date
cheating.
with a woman.
Wait,
I'm
can
on
we
a
be
date
clear?
with a
Can we be clear? Donald Trump has cheated on every single one of his wives, meaning he has slept with someone
okay.
else.
That's what men do.
That is
That's a man thing.
Wait.
Oh, so you think it's okay for men to cheat on their wives?
I gotta ask a follow-up question. Is it okay for a wife to cheat on her husband?
That happens all the time. If
Is
you
that
think
okay?
that doesn't happen, you're crazy.
Wait, are you okay with it just because it happens?
Unless you have a camera on that woman, you have no proof.
What do you mean?
What? I'm asking you if a wife cheats on their husband, is what the wife did morally wrong?
Y'all on Powerhouse.
I feel like it's morally wrong, but
Okay,
these
so why
women
is it,
do it anyway.
Wait, so why is it
That's
morally
just
wrong?
something that a man does.
Why is it morally wrong for a wife to cheat on their husband, but it's not morally wrong for a husband to cheat on their wife?
Well, it all depends. It depends if he's taking care of her and she's a housewife, or even if she has a job and he makes sure that he takes care of all the bills.
Wait, can you turn off
and
the
he's
audio in the
being a good
background?
man.
Can you turn off the audio in the background?
Because we're gonna have a serious
I don't-
conversation.
Okay, he left. No, he just went on pause. What is going on today? Should we just move on?
This guy's insane.
I'm back. Some app popped up. I'm sorry for Clubhouse and I accidentally touched it.
Okay, so what's the claim here? Maybe you could give some
So
clarification.
I feel like everybody cheats,
Okay,
and if
that's
your
not-
wife,
that's not true. So I've never cheated on any girlfriend.
How old are
I've
you?
ever had. I mean, I'm 20.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
20. Okay, so when you stay with this girl for over 5 years you get bored,
I've been okay. No. Not everybody that has a long-term partner gets "quote unquote" bored with their partner after a particular amount of time. That sounds like a you issue, not an everybody issue.
Yeah, that is a you issue. I'm definitely not bored.
And B, even if it is the case that you have a partner that you grow distant from over time, this doesn't imply that therefore it's okay to turn around and cheat on that partner. I think that when there's an example of like two individuals in a relationship and person A starts to grow distant from person B, falls out of love with him, that it is absolutely so sick and deplorable for that person to turn around and cheat compared to meeting them where they're at and breaking up.
do you count swingers as people that cheat, like letting people
No,
like go
you're,
into a
it's
swingers club?
consensual. It's consensual.
Okay,
Right?
so
It's,
if
it's
there's
cheating
if
if
there's
it's specifically
situations,
monogamous and that you have boundaries on the relationship that you aren't going to sleep with other people.
Right.
If you have
so
boundaries in the relationship that you are going to sleep with other people, well, that's totally fine. You've established that consent. So as long as it's
so
consentful.
I have a question. If your girl, your woman, your wife, your lady, if she cooks, she cleans, she irons your clothes, the house is spectacular, she takes care of the kids, and she's a really good, strong woman, right? And you go out or she goes out and she cheats on you one time, right? And you're gonna fall out of love because of some principles and morals that you made up instead of being like, this is my woman. I know that if I kick her out, she's gonna
Wait.
be fucked up.
I'm sorry. If my partner, right, feels it within their own set of desires to disrespect the relationship in such a way in which they would not, literally uphold boundaries that we established together that we both think are incredibly important, right, and are incredibly harmful to violate, yes, I would feel heartbroken and I would feel like they were the one that left the relationship, not me. So yes, I would leave a relationship if someone cheated on me. I'm not going to stay in a relationship where someone cheated on me. And I don't think that you should look at people weirdly if it is the case that they leave a relationship where someone cheated on them.
Wait,
That's incredibly harmful.
Is he arguing that position? Are you
Yeah.
seriously saying that? Like, you think it's wrong if I were to leave my partner if they cheated on me? What the fuck?
Yeah, well, that's unhinged.
No, I feel like this, right?
You got the live violation, so we're gonna go to.
Oh,
move
I
on.
think Daniel wants to hop on again real quick. And actually, I think I have to go here in like a few minutes.
Yeah, for sure. Dan wants to hop back in.
Yes.
Didn't you invite?
All right. Sorry. So sorry. Okay.
No worries.
And I don't mean to do this, and I promise I won't. All right. Number one, some of the comments are correct in there. This guy was rage baiting you guys a little bit, I think, in my opinion. But I want to say one thing: we need more actual Trump supporters, right? And here's my kind of plea to the Trump supporters and to Dean and to Parker, right? And you guys could say yay or nay. Okay.
Okay.
Are you with me with that?
Got you.
Okay. So to the Trump supporters, I understand it would be scary to come up here, right? Because these two guys are, they're very intelligent. They know their stuff, right? So I always put myself in somebody else's shoes. So if I was, God forbid, in a Trump shoe, okay, I would not want to come up here, even though I would hate what they're saying because it's anti-Trump. However, you do have an opportunity to voice your true opinion here with these guys, and I think you should come up, like really come up, not in the chat, right?
What this guy
Yeah,
is saying
really
right here.
come
Yeah,
up.
listen to this guy, everybody. Yeah, Dan for president.
No, please. I wouldn't want to do that to myself. But so again, I won't even talk about that. But I am actually, well, I'll talk to you privately about something that I'm working on. All right?
Oh, dude,
Dean
hell
and
yeah.
Parker. Okay.
Yes.
All right. But yeah. But guys, seriously, there's got to be an intelligent Trump supporter in 17,000 people right now. There's got to be one. Please show us one intelligent Trump supporter. Okay,
What this guy's saying.
you're there.
This guy's cooking. This
You're
guy's
there,
cooking.
and don't be afraid to come up. It's not. They're not going to hurt you. They're not even going to mute you, right? Like I've seen that a lot of times in some of these TikTok things, right? Yes, there's been some muting, but that's after the person literally
is insufferable. Yeah.
Yeah, like okay. So, but a smart Trump supporter, and I know a couple of them, literally, like I could only count on one hand, I could count two that I know that are actually intelligent. Okay, so who is it out there that's intelligent that could come up here and let's have a real conversation?
Right.
That's
well, I
it.
mean,
That's all I wanted to say.
Hopefully we find one, Dan. And then also, I sent you a message, but I think it went to your message requests. If you want to be able to find it really easily, just like click on my account and then click message, and it'll just dictate you right to it. But
Absolutely. Listen, if it's you, all right, with your whatever the hell million people. Yeah, I'll. I sent one to Parker, but he's too big for me. I sent him a
it was
message.
in my message
But
requests.
Yeah,
it is. But
it
don't
all
worry
goes.
about it.
It all goes to the
Don't
message
worry
request.
about it. Don't worry about it. All right, but here's one more thing. One more thing, and this is going to help your show. Whatever Trump supporter comes up that is intelligent, okay, I am going to send them a lion. You know what that is? It's like I'll talk like Trump. The lion. Everybody likes the lion, right?
I'm guessing
It's a
there's
lot
an
of money.
if. I'm guessing there's an if coming.
Yes, you are so smart. See, I knew this. If they come up with an intelligent, intelligible, coherent statement, they will get a lion.
Wait, how about this, man? See, I can't be
All right,
endorsing
you
that.
do it. You do it.
I can't be
You're
endorsing
better
that.
at
I
this.
can't be
You're better
endorsing
at
that.
this.
Not only if they bring up an intelligent statement, but an intelligent statement that wins a debate.
And you're pushing it too much. Then we won't get them. They're not going to win a debate
Well,
here.
see, I can't. I can't endorse giving. I can't endorse that on my stream, regardless
it's
of how
my
intelligent
money.
they are.
But it's my money.
All right.
How
well,
about this?
I
All right,
can't
how about
endorse
this?
it.
How about
I
this?
disagree with it.
Okay, so let's do a little test thing, okay? You okay with that?
What's that?
All right, here's the test. Number one, I will not say a freaking word. All right? I will stay muted. Whoever comes up, right, will come up. I will stay on here just to, because it's my money, right? I will not interject your conversation. If I do, you kick me right off, okay? And after we're done, we will let the audience, who I think the audience is a little mixed, right? But also, I believe the majority would give a good thing. So we'll say like a 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. So it'll be like, number one, he deserves it. Number two, he
How about
doesn't
this?
deserve it.
How about this?
Number three, Dan, you decide. How about
Dan, I apologize. Once again, I want to reiterate, I really do appreciate you so much for your support today, man. You've been incredibly kind. But regardless
do that.
regardless of how much money an individual sends me, even though once again I really appreciate it, I don't want that to go unheard.
No,
I don't want that to go
Kick me
unheard.
off. It's fine. Kick me off.
I do uphold the rules of we're just looking for some Trump supporters to debate. And I don't typically let individuals like that hang out on the panel. But I do really appreciate it. I don't want this to.
I don't want to hang out. I don't want to hang out. But 1, 2, 3. How about that?
I'm confused. What's that?
1, 2, 3 is one is that he deserves the lion. 2 is the person doesn't deserve the lion. 3 is Dan's choice. And then you kick me off.
You know what? If you could convince a majority of my chat that a Trump supporter deserves a lion, send it. Sure. Yeah, sure. How about that? Yeah. yeah. You feel free to do it. If you could convince the majority of my chat, feel free to do it, Dan. But
You'd
all
be
right.
surprised. If they're tempted. All right, kick me off.
All right, Dan. Then once again, I sent you a message. You can just find it via the message request or clicking on my account.
Kick me off.
All right, have a good one, Dan. We're gonna move on to maybe the last Trump supporter of the day.
I think I have to get off real quick.
Okay, for sure. Well, hey, man, Parker, I appreciate you for coming up.
Let me just say thank you real quick to Madi. Thank you so much for the $4.20. I actually am getting off right now, so I do appreciate you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, as well as thank you so much, Caitlin. Thank you so much for the $50. I really appreciate it on Venmo. Give me some W's for Caitlin as well. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciated it. Have a fantastic night, everyone. I love y'all. I will see everyone tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.
Yeah, have a good one, Parker.
Good seeing you, man.
Also, for those that were curious, the reason why I said that was a great idea, if we could convince half the chat, because the day you could convince half the chat, pigs will fly. Let's move on to the next guest, everybody. We got Jalen Watson loading up into the box. Here we go, everybody. Make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. What is going on, Jalen? Do you support Trump?
I want to say well, wait, don't kick me off. I just wanted to come up here and thank you. You're so young, you're so inspiring. And my dad is the biggest Trump supporter ever, and I could not convince him with all the things that I've been telling him and all the info that I've shown him. Only thing that I could get and convince him was you. So I just wanted to come up here and say thank you for everything you do. Dude, you're so inspiring. I would not typically debate anybody on politics, but seeing you and seeing your videos and see how knowledgeable you are, it just made me more inclined to talk to people And I just wanted to really thank you because my dad is he don't be trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you can convince him, like he's a military man, so like you know how stubborn some of those people are. I just wanted to come on here and thank you for real, for real. You can kick me off now. That's all I wanted to say. I'm not a Trump fan. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, well, guess what?
You get
Dan
that to your
just,
stream.
Dan just sent you live, bro. Hey, but how about this? Have a good rest of your day, bro. I really appreciate you so much for coming up. W Dan.
No, I thank you, bro. Seriously, you come out here every day. I watch the stream like every day, pretty much. Thank you, bro.
Of course, bro. Hey, have a good rest of your day, man. And I'm really happy that I could help convince your dad. Have a good one, bro. Have a good one.
You
Jalen.
too.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next guest, y'all. This will probably be the last debate of the evening. W Dan for sending him a leopard. Hell yeah. But all right, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get that next guest up in here, y'all. So everybody, just give us a minute. This will probably be our very last debate of the evening. But yeah, let's go and get that next guest up in the box right now, y'all. We got Zach loading in as we speak. What's going on? How old are you, Zach?
18. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm freaking out right now.
Yeah, do you support Trump?
No, I love you. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
I appreciate you for coming out.
No, you
Once
actually saved
again,
my life, bro. You actually saved my life. Like dead ass, bro. Like I watch your shit every day. Like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm so sorry, bro.
Zach.
I've been waiting for like 3 hours, bro. I love you, bro. Have a good day.
I really appreciate you for coming up, man. And
Thank you, bro.
I'm happy that these streams could help. And
Thank you, bro.
Have a great rest of your day, bro. You deserve it.
You too, bro.
You deserve
Thank
it.
you.
W that guy. W that guy. See, let me tell you about something. I'm not used to having a bunch of people come up onto the stream that are here to be kind. I'm not used to having people come up onto the stream that are here to be kind. So I really appreciate that. Jalen, Zach, you guys. I really do. I really appreciate it. I really do. It's unreal. And then also Dan, I see all this stuff's going through. I don't even know how many went through, but I appreciate that, man. You have been incredibly kind today. All right, who's next? Everybody, give us a moment. We're gonna try to do one more debate before we end. Wow, what a nice guy. What a nice guy. Zach, if you're still watching, man, I love you, bro. I hope that you're doing all right. Let's go and get that next guest up in the box. All right, we got B. loading up in. All right, doesn't look like B.'s loading in. Holy cow. All right, we're going to try one more time. If we can't get this going on, we may just end 30 minutes early. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I feel like making some dinner.
Hello.
What's going on, Echo? No, Echo. What's going
can
on?
you hear me?
What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yes, 100% I do.
Okay, yeah. Why do you support one of the worst presidents of your life, if not the worst president of your life, Donald J. Trump?
Well, he's the best president because he's the only president that can go internationally. He went to North Korea when no other president would. We can start right there. You know, he's a strong internationalist.
I have a question. What do we get out of his summit with Kim Jong-un?
Oh, we got a lot. I mean, if
Like
you think
what?
about it, well, there's a lot of stuff that's declassified. We probably don't know about.
We got pictures of them two together that then the state of North Korea used as propaganda against their citizens.
Well,
Is
you
that what we
remember
got?
before they were threatening us. I know you were kind of young, but you know I'm almost 40, so they were threatening us for a long time. And by
By doing
ICBMs,
nuclear, by doing missiles testing offshore of South Korea.
yeah, but not as worse as Obama
Really?
sending
Really?
hardcore cash and planes to Iran. Why
So
do
did
think
you know?
Iran-
So 1 second. No, we're not going to move on. We're not going to move on. We're not going to move on. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm the fuck down. Okay. So I have a question. When was his summit with Kim Jong-un?
The first time?
The one summit he had. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about when he went there?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was 2018, but I could be wrong.
2019. July of 2019. July of 2019. And you said that the summit got them to stop missile testing off of South Korea. In what
Stop
month?
threatening it.
In,
Not
in,
testing.
in what
Not to
month?
stop the
In
testing,
what
but
month?
threatening.
In what month? In what month did they continue their missile testing, violating the peace agreement they signed? Less than
What was
3
that?
months later, in August
yes,
of
yes,
2019.
they
So they
threatened us again.
violated the agreement. They threw
Hold on,
it
what
out
we
the window, and they went right back to missile testing offshore of South Korea. And by the way, the threats never stopped, because even after the summit with North Korea and before the end of his term, he went right back to talking about his big red button and sloppy Kim Jong-un. So that achieved nothing except for photos to serve
You
as
know it. So are
propaganda
you in the
for the
military?
North Korean people.
Hold on. So there, you think that we had hostile tensions with them? They were part of the evil axis, right? If you take the evil axis that was created, yeah, you can say it was by George Bush, but he meant a lot by it. When you actually look at the evil axis, and Iran is part of it, you got to think Obama sent a lot of money to Iran in hardcore cash, $1.2 billion, and he did this so they can build exactly what Israel is stopping right now.
What? No. Why did he
Yes.
send the money?
You don't remember this?
Why
This
did he?
was on- it was
Wait. Why did he send Iran money?
part of the Green Deal? You don't remember the new Green Deal?
The new Green Deal never passed Congress. The money that was sent to
Exactly.
Iran was
Yeah,
was a
There you
part of
go.
an agreement that we made,
Thank
so
you.
they specifically would stop the development of nukes.
And they didn't. They did the complete opposite.
Oh, really? Give me
They
any
took
evidence of that.
money. How long do you think it takes to make a
I
nuclear
want
reactor?
you to give me any
Make a
evidence of
nuclear
that.
facility?
I want you to give
How-
me evidence that they violated the nuclear peace agreement that Obama made with them.
That's not the thing. I'm saying they sent cash. They sent cash, and it was built
The
underground.
cash was a part of the nuclear
So, of course
peace
it's not been
agreement.
violated.
The cash was a part of a nuclear peace agreement. A part of the
Yes,
deal
it was
that
like,
we
here,
made
take
to get
this
Iran to
money.
stop the development of nukes was
And they
giving them
didn't.
money.
And they never did.
Right,
And
so
they
you have to give me
they kept it
evidence. Give me
underground.
evidence that they violated the nuclear
kept
peace
it
agreement,
underground.
and
What
then
just
that they
happened right
continue
now
to
with
develop
Israel?
nukes.
What's going on right now, Parker? Are you serious?
He
Are you
pulled
not
out of the
watching
nuclear
news?
peace agreement in 2018. So of course
It
they
was
continued to develop
one-sided.
nukes after they pulled out of the agreement.
Yeah.
I'm asking you for evidence that they pulled out of it, that they continued to develop nukes before they pulled out.
Okay, that's the thing, is it's underground.
So you
It was
have no
never
evidence,
covered.
right? So I just want to clarify. You don't have evidence of your claim.
This is everywhere. You can look it up yourself.
Okay,
If you
so
didn't
then
know-
you do have evidence. I want you to give me evidence that they violated the nuclear peace agreement and continued the development of nuclear technology.
The thing is, it was built in
thank you,
different
Galaxy.
places. It's like a pieces of a puzzle, right?
So are you
gotta-
going to give me evidence, or are you not going to give me evidence? Which one will it be?
What do you mean evidence? Like
Evidence
this is known.
that they
This is
continued to
well
develop
documented.
nuclear weapons under the nuclear peace agreement.
That's the thing is they didn't do it under. Of course, they're going to have a face thing to say like, "Hey, to internationally, we're not doing nothing." Like, look over here, like we're not doing anything. But secretively, they've been
Oh my
doing
God.
it.
Okay, so are you going to give evidence or not, little bro?
They're secretively have been doing it.
Okay.
And this is like
are
it,
you
it
going
jumps
to give?
into conspiracy
Are you
theory.
going
It
to
does.
give evidence?
The evidence is there. You have to find it yourself. It's not like something that I can go to
So
because you're
I
just
wanna
going to
clarify.
discredit it.
I want to clarify. You can't give me evidence.
Not tangible evidence. It's evidence that you would have to like look up on yourself. Like you would have to do the digging, do your due diligence. I can't do it all for you.
Okay, so you actually are expected to provide evidence for what you say in this live. Because imagine this. Imagine I say that I don't support Trump because last night he raped a child. Okay, and then you say that's not true. Then I say, yes, it is true. The evidence is everywhere. And then you ask me to give you evidence. And I'm like, shut the hell up, you lazy sack of shit. Why don't you go find it on your own? Right? Well, obviously, all of a sudden, we're no longer having a productive dialogue. In a debate, when you make a claim, you have the burden to demonstrate evidence to substantiate the claim as being true, okay? I'm not requiring anything out of you that your 11th grade English teacher didn't require out of you. Remember when you're doing the research papers, when you had to give MLA citations? Great. Well, that's all that I'm requiring out of you, man. Okay. If you passed 11th grade English, you'll be able to hold your own in this conversation, given that what you're saying is true, and given that you have evidence for what you're saying.
But do you believe that they have enriched their nuclear, that they have enriched it, that uranium enrichment has, like, it has enriched in that part of the world?
According
according
to our National Director of Intelligence, they don't have nuclear weapons. But once again, I'm still not moving on from the fact that you said that they were still developing nukes under the nuclear peace agreement. I'm going to need you to give evidence for that.
Hold on. Do you know what the International Atomic Energy Agency is, right? You should know what that is. Has expressed concerns that it has been prevented from satisfactorily monitoring Iran's nuclear activity since February of 2021. Okay, and
that was after Donald Trump pulled us out of the deal. You said that they violated the deal while it was in effect, not after Donald Trump pulled us out of it. Right. Well, you can't get. Wait. Oh my God. The deal wasn't in effect in 2021 because Donald Trump pulled out of it in 2018. The deal wasn't in effect in 2022 because Donald Trump pulled out of it in 2018. The deal wasn't in effect in 2023 because Donald Trump pulled out of it in 2018. The deal wasn't in effect in 2024 because Trump pulled out of it in 2018. The deal wasn't in effect in 2025 because Donald Trump pulled out of it in 2018. You're going to have to give me evidence that they violated the agreement when it was in effect prior to when Donald Trump pulled out of it in 2018.
I'm talking now. I'm talking most relevant the last.
No,
4
you're not.
years.
No, you're not, because we haven't had a deal to prevent them from developing nukes. Now we haven't had that deal.
They have the money. We don't have to do the deals with them. Do you think we're the only
Okay,
people?
this guy's
that
incoherent. This guy's incoherent. He's thrown. Okay, chat. What this guy's doing is he's literally just throwing words. He's word vomiting. That is what this guy's argument is. It is a word vomit, guys. It is complete, total, unilateral, utter word fucking vomit. He's not actually giving an argument. He's just saying words. If you really listened to what he was saying, you would hear that he is saying that Iran violated the nuclear peace agreement, which is why Donald Trump pulled us out of it in 2018. But this would imply that they were developing nukes before 2018. I asked him for his evidence that they were developing nukes violating the agreement, and he's referencing concerns of an international agency not being able to monitor their enriched uranium, not even the fact that they have nukes, in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. Okay, stop the word vomit. I need you to slow down. I need you to examine the words that are coming out of your mouth. Okay, let's recoup. Once again, your claim is that they violated the nuclear peace agreement prior to when Donald Trump pulled us out of it in 2018. And that is the claim that I'm asking you to give evidence for me to believe.
Okay, do you know how long it takes to make a nuclear, like a facility, like a power plant? You know this takes time. Like you can't just make this in like fucking one year. It takes time. So yes, what you are saying, you like you always do, you use half truth. This is why you're disingenuous, Dean, because you come with half truth. You'll say something that's yes, it's part of the context of what we're speaking of, but you're not going to say the whole story. You're only going to say part of it, and then you're going to say, oh, well, I'm talking about the years before Trump and when he pulled out of the deal, and that's the whole reason why we're in it, to make it seem like he's the one to blame. When no, Obama, Hussein, Barack, was the one. He was the one who did it. He's the one.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I think I listened to the first thing that you said, and then I kind of tuned you out. So the one thing that you did just say that I heard is that I was telling you a half truth. Okay, I wasn't making a statement. Therefore, what I said couldn't have been true or false. So there's no such thing as a half truth in a statement. And then once again,
you're saying
it's not. Wait. It's also not disingenuous for me to ask you evidence for your claim. Once again, like your claim here is going to be that they violated that peace agreement. Right, and that I'm asking you for evidence. It's not disingenuous for me to ask you for evidence. Chat, everybody in chat, is it disingenuous? Is it disingenuous for me to ask this guy for evidence to justify that what he's saying is true?
And I'm trying to, and I'm justifying it. Listen, the JCPOA has a permit of 3.6 per 7 that you can get your enrichment levels to. They're at 60%. That violates it by fucking over 56%. We should be over there because of that.
All right.
Now.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm about to kick you. The reason I'm about to kick you is because you're giving me figures of uranium in your enrichment.
Yes, that's alarming. You're not alarmed by
after
that?
2018.
So when we're in nuclear fallout participating, you got to
after 2018.
Have fun.
I'm asking you to demonstrate that this is true before 2018, not after 2018, before 2018. Do you have any evidence that this is true before 2018?
I can go back way further than that. I can go back to before you were born. I can go back to Bill Clinton if
then
you
give
want.
me evidence that they continued to nuclearize while they were under the nuclear peace agreement.
Oh my God, they have. What do you think?
Then
Why
what
would
is the
Israel be
evidence
over there?
of this
One
claim?
reason why Israel's over there, and that's because they were coming together. All the puzzle pieces were coming together.
Dude, he's literally just saying words. He's literally just saying words. He's literally just saying words. Everybody, once again, the question is evidence. Listen to him say words. This guy's insane. This guy's actually lost it. Watch him. Okay, I'm going to ask him for the evidence that they violated the nuclear peace agreement prior to 2018 when Trump pulled us out. He's just going to say words. Watch this. Give me evidence that Iran violated the nuclear peace agreement prior to 2018 when Trump pulled us out.
The level of enrichment of uranium, like I already said, was at alarming levels, and we had already told them to knock it off. Obama and them didn't do that. They had gave them hardcore cash. They sent it over in airplanes. They went and they circumvented Congress. Like, we know this.
Okay, so
This
now
is
you're
all
saying
known.
that the level of uranium enrichment was too high. Okay, so tell me
Way
what
too
it
high.
was, right, when Donald Trump pulled us out.
The actual levels, I don't know it off the top of my head.
God,
Bro, you
then
got a
they're not
computer
giving me
in front of you.
evidence.
Come on. You got a
My God. My God. My God. My God, my God, my God, my God. Overwhelming me. Holy shit. God, dude. Sane words. Honestly, I feel like that argument would work. And like maybe somebody that's not more educated in it. You know what I mean? Just saying words. If you say enough words and you sound right, then I don't know. I guess people are gonna just go and assume that you are right. Oh my gosh. Oh, freaking me out, man. Oh. Oh, freaking me out, man. Freaking me out, freaking me out, freaking me out. Okay. All right, everybody. I am going to go ahead and end for the day. We have been live for 4 hours, so it is now time to end. For everybody on TikTok, not TikTok, who shall we raid? Who shall we raid? Because there's a bunch of other debaters doing their thing. Doing their thing. Let's see here. One more. Unfortunately, I am going to go to an end for the day. Unfortunately. I wish I could give y'all one more. I'm definitely very, very, very overwhelmed from the last conversation. I don't know. Okay, let me see who's live. Let's go ahead and check who's live real quick. Oh, looks like Adrian's live. Let's see what Adrian's debating. Talking to people that think that men are better at leading than women. And Jaden's also live talking about the war. All right, we're actually going to do a dual raid. So if you want to listen to individuals debating Adrian, who's a great friend of mine, about why they think men are better at leading than women, go to adrian.jpg. And I'd also really appreciate it if you guys would spam that down below in the chat. But if you're not interested in listening to debates about why misogynists think men are better at leading than women, and you would rather, right, like to listen to conversations about what's going on with Iran, head over to at Mr. Jaden Libran. So that is MrJaydenLibran. So that's if you want to listen to conversations about what's going on in Iran. If you want to listen to conversations about misogynists, go over to adrian.jpg, ADRIEN.jpg. Go spam Dean Raid in their chats. Yep. Hell yes. And maybe before we do in here and start the raid, there's a handful of people I'd like to thank you real quick. Sid, thank you so much for the $75 over on Venmo. Saying thanks for all that you do. I really appreciate you for your kindness, Sid. Guys, show some love to Sid down below in that chat. Huge shout out to Sid. Seriously, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sid. Thank you. As well as Nargina with a 15, Carolina with a 10, and Hannah with the 20. And then the Only with a 25. I know that was 45 minutes ago. I really hope that you're still in here because that is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much, the Only, Sid, all of you great humans. I'd also like to show some love to Shirley. Thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Shirley. Let's get 1,000 Shirley W's down below in that. Let's go ahead and get 1,000 Shirley W's in those chats before we end. Shirley says, I'm so sick and tired of these kinds of men painting all men with the same brush. Yeah, me too. I'm also sick and tired of shitty men. Fuck shitty men. Fuck them. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lordy Lord. But all right, everybody, I'm going to go in for the day. Once again, if you want to go listen to debates about brain dead misogynists getting owned by Adrian, go to adrian.jpg. If you want to listen to conversations about the war, go to Mr. Jaden Libran. And yeah, that's it from me for the evening. I am going to go ahead and head off for the evening. Peace and love, everybody. See you tomorrow. Also, if you want updates about the war, if you want updates about the war. Please feel free to follow me on Instagram. I've been posting a lot of what's going on Instagram, and it's a little bit more accessible than TikTok because for whatever reason on TikTok, notifications don't get sent out, and some of my videos don't even post. So also make sure to join my announcements channel on Instagram as well, so you get a notification anytime I post anything happens or there's updates. All right. See you, everybody. Peace and love.